And what is going on, hockey fans? It is your boy, the host of the Devil's State of Mind podcast here on the Hockey Podcast Network, which covers the New Jersey Devils alongside with my good friend and partner, Kyle Manifold. We welcome you here to Game 5 of the Eastern Conference semifinals between the New Jersey Devils and the Carolina Hurricanes. Hurricanes coming off a dominant 6-1 win over the Devils in Game 4, and now have a commanding 3-1 lead with a chance tonight to be the first team to move on to the conference finals. And if the New Jersey Devils can find a way to win game number 5 tonight, we will have Game 6 back at the Rock on Saturday afternoon. We shall see what happens here. And as always, guys, thank you everybody for hanging out with us. We already got a couple score predictions. Leave a like on the stream, subscribe, and punch the notification bell so you get notified of every time we go live for live watch-alongs right here throughout the entire Stanley Cup playoffs. We have a bunch of games over the next couple of days going on. We had a couple of really good ones over the last couple of days as well. So things have been really rolling. We had that draft lottery one, which absolutely exploded. Unbelievable turnout for that one. And I'm expecting another great turnout here today. But Kyle, first and foremost, my friend, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. I'm not stressed at all. I know how you probably.
No, I don't blame you.
I think if there's any indication about what's going to happen tonight, it's that nice little glass of wine right there. It's a big glass we got filled tonight.
Yeah, I got it filled up to the top tonight.
Yes,
so
so you know what? You told me that you had some surprising things to say before we jumped on. And I'll kind of let you have the floor because I feel like it's important, especially with kind of what we saw in Game 4. So I'll give my predictions and thoughts afterwards, but I feel like it's important for you to take the floor.
Yeah, so obviously over the last 48 hours, things have been very doom and gloom in the Devils world. A lot of people, I would say most have felt that, tonight will be the last game of the season for this Devils team. I don't see it that way. Matter of fact, I think there's a lot of hockey left to play from this team. Now, I could be wrong. I've been wrong before. So, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. But I personally believe that this Devils team has another major level to get to. I don't think they've yet to play their best hockey. And I think that they have an opportunity tonight to do something very special. And that is to start getting back in this series. Because the way I look at it is this. You win game 5 tonight, I'm pretty much going to guarantee you there will be a Game 7 back in Raleigh, because I believe the Devils will look at it and say, we've been able to beat Carolina in Carolina. We're right back in this series. Now the pressure is starting to get on Carolina because now they have to finish something they have struggled to do in the second round of these playoffs in the past. And so I think that this is something that is really I would say that there is more pressure on Carolina right now than there is New Jersey, because the Devils can go out and be absolutely free, desperate as possible. They can go out and take as many chances as they want, because obviously the worst thing that can happen is we lose and the season is over. The best case, we win Game 5 and there's a Game 6 back in New Jersey in less than 48 hours from now. But I firmly believe that this Devils team is going to win tonight. And I think they're going to win this series still in 7. I had the Devils winning in 7, and I think that's exactly what's going to happen, because I believe this Devils team believes in themselves. I think they know that they have to play better. And at some point, we're going to get a close game. Cannot tell you which game that is. But at some point, we are going to get one. I promise you that. I'm hoping we get one like we saw yesterday between the Leafs and Panthers. Great game, by the way. Really exciting finish. Right. No question about it. But Devils fans, let's have some fun. Let's go out there and play 100%, and let's just leave it all out on the ice. And the big thing for the Devils tonight, Akira Schmid back in net after sitting the last 2 games. I think it was the right move for Lindy Ruff to go to that. Devils are also going 12 forward, 6 defensemen after going 11-7 the last 2 games. Curtis Lazar is back in the lineup for New Jersey, as well as Ryan Graves, who has missed the last 2 games due to an injury. Other than that, for Carolina, pretty much the same thing. We're about ready to get going. Kyle, really quickly, your prediction. I already heard it before, but
yeah,
everybody would like to hear it.
Well, no, but I like your confidence, because we here were in the same position last year when we were down 3-1 to Edmonton, and I'm like, this isn't over. This is not over. You win 1 game, pressure's back on them to win Game 6, right? It only takes 2 wins to force a deciding Game 7, and we know anything can happen when it comes to Game 7. So I love your confidence.
Thank you.
I got to go with Carolina tonight. I do.
That's fair. What's your score prediction? You got a score prediction?
I just want to see some goals tonight. I think it's gonna be. I want it to be a close game. So for that sake, I'll say 5-4.
Fair enough. I'm going to go with 5-3 Devils to win this one. We'll see what happens here as both teams are at center ice. The ref puts his arm up. The puck is dropped. And game number 5 between the Devils and Hurricanes here in this Eastern Conference semifinals is underway. So the big thing for me looking at both teams, how does the first 5 to 10 minutes go for both teams? How does Carolina deal with the opportunity now to obviously get this series over with and move on to the conference finals? And for New Jersey, I think it's really about, can they settle this crowd down and just get to their game right away? And I think that's really an important thing to look at. I also should mention this, Kyle. Devils are, in the history of their franchise, 1-10 all time when they are trailing 3-1 in a playoff series. The one time that they did was in the 2000 Eastern Conference Finals against the Philadelphia Flyers. They won Game 5 in Philadelphia. They won Game 6 at home and then won Game 7 also in Philadelphia with Patrick Elias getting the GWG. And the Devils would go on to win the Stanley Cup Finals in 6 games over the Dallas Stars. So I'm not saying that if the Devils do it again, they're going to go win the Cup. But I'm saying that not only is it possible in the history of the Stanley Cup playoffs, but it's possible looking at just the history for the New Jersey Devils.
No, I like it too. Just really quickly, I was just seeing, because you mentioned too, that was important beforehand about Jack Hughes. He got hurt there in Game 4. He got slammed against the wall by Slavin, so that's why he wasn't participating in any line rushes. Good save by Schmidt early on. So I think he's going to be somebody I'm going to watch as the game goes on. And, we kind of saw it throughout the beginning of the second round a little bit, especially with like Mark Stone out in Vegas, how they were just going after this guy's back. And you could tell right after the first game,
right.
First period even, like they were going after him. So I'm just curious to see if that's something the Hurricanes take notice, and whether or not, like, I think, obviously we can see him leaving the ice and all that. Now, I don't know if that's precautionary or not, but I'd be curious just to see how much attention they're going to really give Jack Hughes tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. And so we'll see if that becomes a major factor as Hughes has the puck right now, gives it over to Luke Hughes. Luke Hughes with a shot, and now it's deflected wide. Follow-up try kind of bounces around, but it doesn't actually end up hitting the net. By the way, Hurricanes, again, as I mentioned before, going with basically the same lineup and everything. Freddie Anderson again in net. Good job by Freddie Anderson as Nate just falls down, and we get an offsides here. Martin Necas, a guy who has struggled up until Game 4 in these playoffs, had 2 goals in the 6-1 win over the Devils in game number 4. He actually got the game winner. It made it 2-1. That was his second goal of the game. And so obviously he's riding in with a lot of confidence here in this game. And so we'll see if he can continue to step up. And I think for the Devils, I mean, again, I think their top guys need to get going. I think they have at times, but not consistently. And I think that's an important thing. I think those top guys need to be your top guys.
Yeah, I think, and that too, like, you said it perfectly, like consistency, that's going to be the problem, that's going to be a big issue tonight for the Devils. They need to have better consistency. And, you see from these teams that, like, these good teams in the playoffs, the teams that will make a push here, is the fact that they'll be able to respond, right? There's always a response. So, I'm curious to see after a loss for, against Carolina there in Game 4, we saw the Devils respond there in Game 3. It's about responding, right? So it's about setting the tone early on, peppering these guys with shots, because Anderson only saw 21, 22 shots, whatever it was in the last game. So you got to see more of that.
No question. And obviously goaltending, once again, a factor for the New Jersey Devils in not the positive way, as both Vitek and Akira, neither one of them has been really all of that good through the first 4 games. Akira Schmidt obviously being the better of the two. And I will say this, after Game 4 in the press conference when Vitek was talking to the media, I have never seen someone look more heartbroken after a performance than Vitek. His head was down the entire time he spoke to the media, did not look up, and he kind of was, in many ways, almost at a loss for words.
Right.
Lindy Ruff was also, as well, somewhat lost for words. He felt that the Devils, that was the worst game that they have played all season long. And I guess the one positive from that is that if that's the worst game the Devils have played all year, then the only way they could go moving forward is up, I guess.
Yeah, I think like that's kind of a career, like especially from what you've seen for Vanacek. Like that,
with a good power move, he gets a shot on net, but a good save from Freddie Anderson. That that was a nice play there from Jesper Bratt on that opportunity.
Yeah, just going back to Vanacek real quick, like before the Devils kind of, again, you can interrupt if you need to. But just like with Vanacek, that really kind of defines a career a little bit, does it not? Like if you have these couple bad games, like who's going to want you next season if they know that this is the type of games that you're going to provide in the playoffs? Like who's going to want that?
It becomes a question mark when the Devils get, whenever they get to the offseason and kind of evaluating, as now Jack Hughes drops it to Marino with a spin move, still with the puck. John Marino now tries it, gets it back in the right corner, feeds it in front. That one gets blocked by the Hurricanes. Jack Hughes gets it back for New Jersey, spin arounds to his right side, gets around two defenders. Jack Hughes throws it in front, but nobody there. Brent Burns is without a stick as he tried to get it out. That shot deflects up and out of play. So we're going to stop here with 15:50 to go in the first period. Still no score. I can't really say that either team has gotten off to a good start. I feel like the puck has actually been kind of bouncing around quite a lot through the first couple of minutes. But again, it's still fairly early in this one.
I think I've got a sneaky feeling just watching Akira Schmidt now. I think this is going to be a bit of a revenge game for him. I don't know why. I've got a sneaky feeling that that's going to be the case, but I think he's going to be on his game tonight. Hefty Duck just asked, though, do you think New Jersey is having having them so young that's going to affect their consistency throughout the playoffs? That's a good question. I'll let you answer that.
I think it's a really good question, but Hefty Duck, thank you for that one. Lindy Ruff kind of brought it up as well, and a lot of people have brought it up over the last couple of days, that I think that's one big factor, is that the Hurricanes have been there. They do have a very veteran team. They still have some young players. I mean, all of their top guys are relatively young, but they've been there before. They've been in this situation. They know what it takes to get through these difficult moments and how do you respond, as it looks like we get an offsides here against the Devils. But yeah, I think for this Devils team, every game for them has been a learning experience, good or bad.
Right.
And I think this is just another opportunity as well for this Devils team. And what a great opportunity for them at this point. A chance to, start what could be an impressive, comeback in this series. And it starts with getting the win tonight. And remember that it wasn't that long ago, matter of fact, less than 2 weeks ago, that the Florida Panthers came back from down 3-1 and won 2 games in Boston to knock out the Boston Bruins. So again, it is not impossible for this Devils team. And they feel like it to some people, but it's never impossible to come back. It just takes one good game from this team, whether, grinding it out and getting the win, for them to be successful. And I remember Paul Bissonnette was talking about this prior to the game. He started on the pregame show. He said he wants to see this Devils team get into a close game and win that way, because the Devils are 2-0 in close games in these playoffs. They won 2-1 and 3-1 respectively in games 3 and 4 against the Rangers back in the first round. And I think that if it gets to a close game, I do think that the Devils definitely it's more of a comfortable thing. I think if it's just another lopsided game, especially if it's lopsided in favor of Carolina, I mean, I just don't think the Devils have the steam right now to play catch up.
That's why it's important that they have to get up early. You got to find a way to get these guys in early, find a way to get the first 2 goals here, get up, because if what you're saying is true and, the Hurricanes find a way to come back and tie it, then, that's where they can kind of say, okay, we can win these close games. It's going to take a massive effort tonight to win. Right. So, I think, and just real quick, I just wanted to go to the comments here.
Yeah.
With Stoffel saying that he fears that the Canes get a lead, that they said back. Sag back,
yeah.
Oh, sag back, sorry. Okay, and the Devils take advantage of that. So, yeah, it's a perfect way to put it, don't you think?
Yeah, I think that's a very good point, because again, the Hurricanes that shot deflects just wide of Schmidt. Oh my goodness, I think that got deflected twice. Second time by Jarvis, but almost got past Akira Schmidt. That shot gets blocked, and the Devils will control it. But yeah, I think that the Hurricanes, I don't want to say they feel like a ton of pressure. Maybe they feel a little bit. They've been here before in this situation, 1 game away, as we get an icing here against the Devils, 1 game away from moving on to the next round. And if you look at just last year, up 3-2 against the Rangers, lost the next 2 games, including Game 7 on home ice. So for them, it's about really finishing the job. And I think that's if they do get a lead,
the post meal.
It did hit the post. And Jarvis was right there. Watch it again. He deflected it, and it just missed him. He had a rebound opportunity.
Oh, he had it too, just out of his reach, and that's tough to on Schmidt, right? Just to kind of see the way that was tipped. But man, that's That would have been scary early on if they score. Do you feel like if Carolina gets up here 1-0 early on in this game, does the concern start to set in that this isn't really going to go our way?
I think it definitely plays a concern. Is now an opportunity for Carolina, but that backhand shot goes wide off a shot from Jordan Stahl. As now the Devils come the other way, they have a little bit of space. Here comes Tomas Tatar. He collides with Hollis, stays on side somehow. Tatar will backhand it around, but it's intercepted by Brent Burns. Devils trying to keep it in. They cannot. Brent Burns, by the way, got his first goal of the playoffs in game number 4, and that was a bomb of a shot, mind you. Right. I mean, it was part of the onslaught, but still, it was a hell of a shot from Burns. But yeah, I think if the Hurricanes get the first goal, there is a little bit of a level of concern because you're saying, okay, now Carolina's already off and running. I mean, granted, at this point, we're about 7 minutes in, and neither team has had, a whole lot. I mean, I think Carolina so far has had the best chance because it hit the post. But I think at this point, if you get through the first 10 minutes and the Devils and the Hurricanes take the lead after, 10, 11 minutes, I don't think that it's that much of a concern. Right. I think if it was earlier, it would have been. Definitely not feeling confident with New Jersey being down 3-1. And again, I don't blame people for thinking that because most of the time when a team's up 3-1, even if they don't win game 5, that team is still eventually going to win. Because again, all they need is one game. All they need is one win. And, I get it. It's not an easy task. But hockey, as I say all the time, is a magical, unpredictable sport. You never know what can happen.
Yeah. But I mean, too, guess what? The Leafs are down 3-1. And all the hope and belief is all with them, right? So,
it's a drive there from the Canes is stopped and covered by Schmidt. He saw that one from Chatfield.
Yeah. I got a weird feeling. I'm telling you, Schmidt's going to be on his game tonight. I really do. I feel like he's just going to be
that is cool. Whoa, that was impressive to see. I don't know. Do you have the TNT broadcast or do you have Sportsnet?
Yes, Sportsnet.
You have Sportsnet. Okay, so you didn't see it. So on TNT, they just showed outside before they went to commercial break. They just showed a Hurricanes fan in the parking lot with a grill / I don't know if it's like for barbecue or something like that specifically, that is shaped like the Stanley Cup.
Oh, that's cool.
Eater. And I'm like, that is incredible that people can make that stuff.
That's sick. So I don't know if I don't know how it would work, right? But if you've got that, and let's say it was Carolina, right? Okay, for game 1, if they get the win, I'll only make one burger, right? And whatever, it's probably just a burger or whatever, right? But hey, if they win a second game, let's make 2 burgers. And hey, maybe he's kind of hoping he makes 16 by the end of it, right?
That's the hope, right?
Yeah, and so just here real quick, if the Leafs win game 5, what's going to be in the mind of the Panthers? Literally nothing.
I think nothing because the way
they're not concerned. These guys are not concerned. You're going
to Kachuk said he wasn't concerned going into game 4 last night.
No. They knew that, look, we don't obviously you want to end it right there, right? And it was a close game. I thought that game was going to at least go to overtime. But even if they go into game 6, you're back on home ice.
Yeah.
Right? You do have home ice. And I know, I doubt there's going to be times where you have to think when you're down 3-0, you have to be perfect, right?
Right.
Just like the Devils right now, you're down 3-1. You got to be perfect all the way to the end, especially if you have to beat Carolina twice in Carolina. Yeah. Anything can happen in game 7, which is why I always tell people, just get there. You don't think of the mindset of okay, the Leafs are down 3-0. Just as an example, get to a certain point, get to the next one, right? Yeah. So yeah, if they force game 6, then, I think maybe with the fans, there's definitely okay, we have to close these guys out or else it could go to 7. And I think there's that. It's always in the back of your mind, right? But I don't think that's the case with Florida because they were down 3-1 to Boston, and look what happened. So, anyway, that's just me.
Yeah, we'll see. Danelle, I disagree. I think this jersey is actually really cool. That's the way I look at it. Yeah. I understand. Joey actually thinks it looks pretty cool, so thank you, Joey. Also, I just noticed that Joey is a member. Did I miss that before?
He was.
I don't think I was on when he became a member. I know he was. I remember I was on when he first found us. I think in game 4.
Maybe Joey can tell us when, but I think it was the other night when I was helping our Seattle guys get on a stream, or it was the Toronto guys yesterday. I don't remember.
By the way, we apologize for the fact that also the Kraken game on Tuesday was also a blowout. Can't really.
Yay!
We told you that we were hoping that it wouldn't be, but it ended up being. Like, I went to bed and I woke up the next day and it said 6-3, and I'm like, we're really bad at making promises. we're really bad.
Watch it. How much do you want to bet now? We're going to see like this game be 0-0 until overtime.
Oh, like low key, like I'd be okay with it.
Surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me.
I'd be okay with it. I really would. Like, I'd be like, all right. I mean, it's like, it is what it is. Like, finally for hockey fans, the shot there from Chatfield, I think with blocker to side. Tuck job there by Brent Burr, or Natchez, excuse me. Now when it's stopped by Schmidt. So now Carolina's starting to actually put on some good pressure here. Yep. So we get in offsides? Again, I guess they called offsides. Not sure. So. But
I think Danelle has another question there if you want to get
Danelle, here's the answer to your question. They just got eliminated in the second round last year.
Right.
So they've never whenever they've gotten to the playoffs, they've gotten eliminated. They haven't always made the conference finals.
2019 they made it.
2019 they did. 2009. Yeah. 2009 they did.
And then they won the cup in 06.
And then they won the cup in 06. But they've also had years where they didn't make it to the conference finals. Last year is a good example. They lost in the second round to the Rangers. Oh, he's got the.
I'm getting so sick of this sun. I need blinds so badly. I think
you're gonna have to put on the sunglasses. I think you're gonna have to.
I bought sunglasses. You know where I bought sunglasses?
Yeah, it's Jack Hughes with a shot that threw it in front, but nobody was there. So
you know what? I bought sunglasses today, and I got them from Walmart out of all places.
Okay. Shout out to Walmart.
I'm actually kind of surprised. I'm a big fan, but
nice. Oh, that looks good on you. That looks good. There you go.
A little dirty.
That's what you get. You not only do you get great quality broadcasting, but you get great quality just entertainment overall from us here on THPN. I just realized I haven't kept the scoreboard up. I'm sorry. I'm not doing my job.
Do your job, Neil. What are you doing?
Shots are currently 6-1 Carolina. So right now it certainly feels like Carolina has grabbed the momentum here in this first period. They haven't scored yet, but they've certainly kind of gotten their game going here as New Jersey playing, I guess you would say, a little bit more timid, at least early on here. And again, Lindy Ruff talked about is now Miles Wood comes through. Backhand try, and that would have stopped and covered by Anderson. Whoa, where did that come from?
I think that's a pretty standard save for Anderson, but just, if you're Carolina's defense there, you can't walk through like that.
Terrible. You look at it, Miles Wood just kind of coasting, and then he flips it past, I don't know who 28 is for Carolina, but he parted the Red Sea and had pretty ease on that one. I mean, good shot from Miles Wood, although Anderson, he probably makes that save 9 times out of 10.
So was something that I noticed too back in game 3 and 4, I think it was, or maybe something you've been noticing with like Luke Hughes, the whole time, is that he loves taking the puck through the neutral zone and just taking it himself.
Yeah.
And trying to set something off in the offensive zone.
He's really, really not afraid to take chances and make plays. As Luke Hughes comes up the left side with some space. Luke Hughes with a shot, and that one just goes wide of Anderson. Brett gets it back. Turnaround shot. That one gets blocked in front. Devils trying to keep it in. Palat loses it, and we got a stoppage of play. What do we have here? Arm goes up. I think it might be a penalty.
Palat.
I mean, the arm is going up.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I think it is a penalty.
Oh, wait.
Yes. It is a penalty. And I think it is against the Devils.
Yeah, I think it's high.
It is Palat. You called it first. Yeah, it's Andre Palat who goes to the box for something. I'm going to go with something because I have no idea. I missed it.
He sold that.
What happened here? All right, so Palat, he barely touched him. Wow. Good job by Pesce on that one. Andre Palat, by the way, Kyle.
Yeah.
150th career playoff game tonight for number 18.
Oh, good for him. Just on that height, it touched his chin.
Yeah, that was a soft call. I mean, look, Pesce sold it. Good job by him.
But from what I've learned from NHL players when they've talked through a podcast and all that, is like if refs ever see anything close to that, that's going to get called 99% of the time. Yeah. So as much as people want to say it's BS because we can see it in slow motion, the refs have to see this in normal time, right? So
they can't see it in slow motion.
Right. Anytime that stick is anywhere near that face, it might have touched his chin, but that's just going to get called how many times out of 10? Like, it's just a reality that it's going to get called.
So now the Hurricanes will set up here as now Natchez with the puck. Don't do it, please. Don't Okay.
No, not this again.
Over to Natchez. Don't do it. I know you want to do it. Natchez with the puck. Now he gets it out top of the point. Still it's a base. Wrist shot, and that one is easily gloved and covered by Schmidt. He saw that all the way.
You notice, I think I've been noticing this too, like throughout Carolina's power play, is that it always seems to start with Natchez. Okay? He always seems to have it whenever they try to generate something on the power play. I want to know why.
I think because they look at Natchez as the guy who has probably the most lethal shot. You know, Aho can obviously do wonders, but, you know, I think they look at it like Natchez is the one that really kind of gets that team rolling. And you've seen it before on the power play.
Yeah.
Even when they haven't scored, they've been able to get some really good shots starting with Natchez. As speak of the devil, that puck comes out in front. Hurricanes are able to keep it in. Natchez on the left face-off dot. He's over shot there, and he just missed him. Oh, my goodness. Seth Jarvis was wide open on the right side, and the pass from Natchez just skips wide.
And they didn't even see him. Two of the guys
didn't even see him. What a feed from Natchez. Wow. And another try there by Jarvis to Natchez, and he missed him. Wow, 2 in a row there from Jarvis, and Natchez couldn't connect. Now gets it over to Aho. Now to Natchez. Bird's top of the point. Bird's with it now. Throws it over to Aho in the right corner. Aho slows it up. 58 seconds to go on the power play. Natchez over to Aho, right face-off dot. Aho creeps up. Drive from Natchez, and that one pops up in the air. Nobody knows where the puck is. Finally, he gets to Eric Holla, and he'll clear.
I think he got out there for a second. It was just like, what?
No, it's all right. Devils. The important thing to note is that the Devils cleared the puck there. I think that's the important thing.
Yay!
There you go.
Seconds, let's go.
Now we get in offsides against Carolina with 34 seconds to go on the power play. 9:09 to go in the first. Still no score. So,
how do you feel so far after kind of what we've seen throughout the first?
Well, both of these teams' power play, like I know I'm going to eat my words at some point, but both of these teams' power play in this playoffs has been terrible. I mean, really bad. Oh, abysmal. I mean, the only team in the NHL.
That's a big word. Big word for this guy.
It is a big word. The only power play of any team in the playoffs that's been good is Edmonton. Been phenomenal. Over 50% success rate so far in the playoffs.
It's the best power play in NHL history by far.
It's ridiculous. And you know what? Yeah. McDavid and Draisaitl didn't even score last night.
They were asking fans like, "Oh, if you played on a line with Leon Draisaitl and McDavid, how many points would you score?" There were people saying 50 points, 60 points, 70 points.
Zero.
It's like, dude, what are you talking about? They'll truck you. They'll look at how
shot it. Oh my goodness! Jesper Fast didn't hit the post. Oh, he was wide open. Power play is over.
I thought it went over the net. I didn't think it hit the post.
Well, the ref kind of waved his arms like this, and I feel like usually when he does that, I think it hits the post. They'll show it again probably in a minute. But, whoa, 3 opportunities, Kyle, on that power play alone for Carolina, but they could not cash in. They still have the puck in the O-zone. Brady Shea with a shot deflected wide. Martin gets to it. Turnaround shot goes wide of Schmidt. Right now, Carolina's all over New Jersey. Brady Shea hits the net, doesn't go in the net, and then it comes out in front. Schmidt will cover. Jesper Fast is on the bench with his arms over his head, and I got to see it again. They'll show it in the slow motion. He takes the shot. He shanked it. He completely shanked it. It didn't hit the post. He should have scored. He completely shanked it.
How do you miss that?
Oh, my God. Well, Ryan Graves got a piece of it with his stick.
Right.
So I don't know if that maybe affected it at all. Maybe he just, I don't know.
Maybe, yeah.
But
still,
so far here.
You got to bury that.
Oh, yeah. 3 opportunities. 2 cross-crease passes from Jarvis and Natchez. Didn't get it on. And if they connect, it's a goal, in my opinion.
Right.
And then you have that shot from Foss. Should have scored, and you didn't. Now, I know it's early.
Yes.
But those could be potentially the chances that Carolina gets, that if they don't cash in on it, the Devils may potentially take advantage of later on in the game.
True, but I think that's not a great telltale sign right away that Carolina is getting so many of these chances early on, right? So, it's again, New Jersey's just getting lucky. You got the post, you got the one that just goes over the net by Foss. So they're getting lucky. This could be 2-0 right now.
It should be. It should be at least 1-0. I think with the way it goes. By the way, Sippy Tango on Twitch asks us who we got for the Stars game. Damn it, Seattle, you had it right in your hands. You could have gone up 3-1.
Another blowout.
I'm going to go with Seattle to win in overtime. That's my pick.
In Dallas, eh?
Yeah, they did it before.
I'll take Dallas. I think they kind of show their will a little bit. They're going to impose their will, I think. And yeah, I like them winning game. I'll say 5-2 Dallas. Sure.
Fair enough. Devils are not getting offensive pressure in the Hurricane zone. Right now, no. I mean, early on, they had a couple of chances, but not right now. Not right now. Sharon says, every time Neil raises his voice, I swear I have heart palpitations. Thanks.
Wow.
Look at Kyle. Kyle's got earbuds in, and I can only imagine sometimes what it's like when I just raise my voice at a moment's notice.
I keep forgetting to turn the volume down.
That's fair. Jacob also confirming to us, Edmonton's Darnell Nurse got suspended 1 game last night for fighting. Wow. I think that was the suspension. And Jay Woodcroft of Edmonton, the head coach, got fined $10K under Rule 4621, investigating final 5 minutes of regulation. What? So Vegas gets...
Yeah, that's a really big fine, guys. Ooh.
Oh, yeah, $10,000.
Wow.
Man, well, I mean, I've never seen $10,000 in my life, so, you know.
These fines are a joke. Let's call it as it is.
That's true.
They're such a joke.
Well, we'll see. No, the NHL still has time. They still have time to potentially suspend Alex Pietrangelo, which, in all honesty, they really should. I know Jacob's going to tell me that I'm so full of crap, but the reality is that, thank you, Kyle, is now Michael McLeod. Backhand try! That one is stopped and the rebound is covered. Oh, my goodness, Michael McLeod with a really good chance. And Kyle, early on, it's that fourth line again for New Jersey that's making noise.
And if it has to be the fourth line, then, you know, let it be, right? But again, that's another tell. Oh my God,
Ball tell sign.
It's a sign. It's a sign.
It's a sign. It is a sign.
Oh,
we are not on our game right now.
I was not. I was literally like, I think I had a 3-hour.
Angelo got fined $5K. That's it.
That's all we got. I'm gonna look and see if that was. Really?
That's crazy.
Okay. He got less than Jay Woodcroft for the guy who's on the bench who instigated the fight.
Yeah, and the thing is, I agree with Sippy Tango. Why does Darnell get a game for fighting? We've seen fighting in these playoffs before, and nobody's gotten suspended. Why is this different than anything else that we've seen?
No, and it'll never change. It's a joke when it comes to
Michael Bunting got suspended 3 games for elbowing somebody.
Yeah. Yes. So why is Pietrangelo not suspended?
I don't know.
I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't know. It's crazy. What's going on, Chandra? Good to see you. Thank you for everybody hanging out with us. We got 65 people in the chat right now. We appreciate all of you very much as Nate just tries to throw it over. Now gets it over to Jack Drury. Drury gets it top of the point to Slavin with a shot that goes wide. And then they're shot from the other side. And I think Nate just completely missed. Nate just gets it back over to Brady Shea. Now gets it over to Brent Burns. Burns now takes a wrist shot that gets blocked up and out of play. Very anticlimactic there.
Been a very, is it me or has it been a quick first period?
It has been a very quick first period. I think, and you know what? If you look at the shots on goal, just shots on goal, right? 6-4.
Yeah.
You would think that the scoring chances would be much more in favor of Carolina. No. Right. Scoring chances are 3-2 Carolina. So in a funny kind of twist of fate, I guess.
We're butchering our words tonight.
I'm awful today. I'm so bad.
I'm not so groggy.
Oh, jeez. I took a nap today, so I don't know why I don't feel like more refreshed. Dougie Hamilton, he got his stick held for a second there. I'm surprised nothing was called as that puck goes back into gets into the Carolina zone. Palat gets it over to Heischer. Heischer waits, shot there, and it just goes wide of Anderson. Devils can't keep it in, so they'll go back and reset.
Jared just quickly asked too. I know the play's still going on here, but we talked about Kraken Stars. How do you think the Oilers and Golden Knights series ends?
That series is going 7. It's going 7.
If the Oilers win the next game, it'll end in Edmonton. That's my guess.
Yeah, that's the way I look at it.
But if the Golden Knights win Game 5, then they go to Game 7.
I think what you saw from Edmonton last night is what I would say I was expecting from the Devils in Game 4. You know, the Oilers jumped out to an early lead on the power play. Place was rocking, and the Oilers just kept pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing. Like they never took their foot off the gas, and they really got themselves a well-deserved win, winning that one 4-1.
Yeah.
Which I don't mean to be critical of Stuart Skinner, but the goal that he did actually give up, I feel like he should have had, but that's just me.
Right.
Maybe he got distracted for a hot second and then just like gave it up. But yeah, I mean, nonetheless, really good response from them. It's a shot there by Mercer, and he scores! Dawson Mercer off a beautiful feed from Michael McLeod on the saucer pass, gets it past Anderson, and it's 1-0 New Jersey.
I forgot to turn the volume down. Jesus Christ.
All right, you're going deaf tonight. I don't care.
Oh my God. Okay, I kind of missed that because you scared the shit out of me.
It starts with Mercer chipping it over to Michael McLeod, gets it then over to Timo Meier, and then Mercer just tapping it off a beautiful saucer feed from Timo. And the Devils strike first in Raleigh, just under the glove of Freddie Anderson.
Jesus. And that's a good start, man. I mean, especially like with Carolina creating so many of those chances too early on. They had the power play. And is Mercer third line or second
Mercer
line?
right now is third line, yes.
Third line, yeah. So it's your bottom six, again, making the necessary attempts to try to put this game out of reach a little bit now. Like, they got to try and keep going with this, keep up with the momentum, right? I mean, that was
absolutely. And one of the things that you want to watch from the Devils is this. Is this one of those moments where they score and now all of a sudden they start taking it to Carolina? Or do the Hurricanes have a response? But Jesper Bratt right into the zone. Gets a receiverson, tries to make a feed twice to Nico, who was wide open, but a good block there. Dougie Hamilton gets to the Bratt. Shot there from Bratt is stopped by Anderson. Puck comes out, and it's one-on-one Jarvis against Palat. Palat hits Jarvis, regains the puck, feeds it over, and he missed Aho. Oh, my goodness, Sebastian Aho wide open there, and he couldn't get enough on it.
4 minutes left here. You got to get to the end of the period 1-0 here.
You can't allow Carolina to tie it here, I think. I mean, look, you look at the Devils, they survived that power play that Carolina had earlier. Granted, not without several A-plus opportunities for Carolina. Right. As this puck's going to go down, and it will be an icing against New Jersey.
You say Buck.
What?
I heard Buck.
Buck?
Yeah, I heard Buck.
Okay. Puck? I don't know. I'm off my game.
We're so bad tonight. What is happening?
So bad. We're not going to get any likes tonight. We're going to get so many dislikes just from that.
I need an intermission break. I need a minute.
Yeah, I think we need a moment. As by the way, Kyle, you were talking about this period being fast. We only started the game only started maybe about a half hour ago. So yeah, it has been a pretty quick first period. You got 3:48 to go still.
I thought even last game, it was a blowout. I thought last game was still super quick. Maybe because it was that third period that they just ran it, basically. They didn't really call a lot of offsides, icings. They just kind of let it run as it is.
Yeah, I don't think the refs were really keen on calling a whole lot in the third period because at that point, what was it going to do? By the way, Rob Brind'Amour is now the Hurricanes with an opportunity. I'll mention in a second. They still have the puck. Gets it top of the point to Shea. Now over to the right side to his defensive partner with a shot, and that one goes wide.
Yeah, you got to get
Devils trying to get it out.
Too much pressure.
Jack Hughes able to slither his way through two Carolina players, and he'll settle it. But one comment that kind of surprised me from Rob Brind'Amour, and it wasn't a bad comment. It was, he said after Game 4, he said, "I've never seen my team play like that." Even he was surprised at what they did.
But again, Carolina is typically a team that we've seen in these playoffs respond to, right? We talk about response a lot.
I love this pairing.
It's such a good pairing. It's a great pairing. You need to have that veteran with the rookie, right? That's a must, right? Remember back in the day for our Flames here, we had when Giordano was there for the longest time, they kept putting rookies with them, and that's Shillington was there for the longest time. He was up there with them. Obviously Brody started out as a rookie when Giordano was starting to come up as a defensive, as a more bigger defensive role within that roster. But and then we saw those two kind of work it out as the years went on in Calgary. They're now doing it in Toronto because I think they're still paired together in Toronto, I would imagine. So I love the pairing too. I totally agree.
Yeah, so we got a little bit more than 3 minutes to go in this first period. Devils right now with the 1-0 lead thanks to a goal from Dawson Mercer, his first goal of the second round, and he has the Devils out in front here in this first. So, I mean, Kyle, you look at Carolina, they got off to a good start, had a power play, 3 great opportunities, couldn't cash in. And then a couple of minutes later, Devils, Dawson Mercer's able to get behind the defense for just a moment. Tremendous feed from Timo Meier, and Mercer taps it in just under the glove of Anderson. And so the Devils are able to weather that storm surge, as they would call it, in Carolina.
Oh,
and Or Abe, I know it was really bad.
No, it's okay. I liked it. It was good.
And get the first goal. So this is, I think, if you're the Devils, at least right now, and great, you still have a couple minutes. Solid start if you're New Jersey.
Yeah, and I mean, like Timo Meier too. Like he's a guy that's been really consistent too in the last couple games, right? So hey, there you go. Good job.
Thank you, Margaret. We appreciate you finding us. We appreciate the compliment. While you're here, make sure to leave a like and also subscribe and hit the notification bell while you're here. We have plenty of these going on all the time. We have several. What do we have? Like, do we have two tomorrow or one tomorrow?
We got how many plays tomorrow? No, there's just the Leaf game tomorrow.
Right.
Yeah, we got a Leaf stream tomorrow night. We got a Seattle one Saturday, and then we also got Golden Knights tomorrow too. They'll have that game as well. We got it as well. We got them all.
Stoffel, I like this comment. No matter who you root for, this is a great feed. Stoffel, you're absolutely right. At the end of the day, we're just here to give you guys the best hockey content, live watch-alongs throughout the entirety of anywhere you can find them, honestly. And we appreciate it. We're live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. That's how good we are.
We had somebody from Twitch. I think we still do.
We've had several people jump on Twitch as well. So we appreciate everybody hanging out with us as we're back to the action here with 2:48 to go in the first period. Devils have the puck right now. Nico Hischier in the left corner gets knocked off the puck from Slavin. Both teams whacking at it. Now Marino gets to it on the right side. Now he's in the right corner. Drops it to Palat. Backhands it over to Marino. Marino trying to regain it. He does. John Marino wraps it around the boards. Gets it to Bratt. Jesper Bratt stops. Stops again. Tries to feed it in front. Hits the side of the net. Devils keeping the pressure in right now. Marino with the puck. He stops. Still looking for somebody. Marino now drops it off to Bratt. He turns around on the right face-off dot. Bratt backhands it in front. It gets blocked. Hurricanes trying to get it out, and they'll just chip it out of the zone. Oh, wait a minute.
2 minutes. What?
Oh, wait a second.
What? Oh, hey.
Joey with a $2 super sticker. Thank you, Joey. We appreciate the support, my friend. Thank you so much.
That'll buy me half a coffee here.
Oh, we love it. Margaret Johnson also said like and subscribe, so thank you as well, Margaret. We appreciate it. We appreciate all of you lovely people.
We love it. We love it. It's so good. We're going to keep doing it until somebody wins the cup.
That's a good point.
Whether it's the Devils or not, Neil, we're going to do it. And no.
I know that. Also, sharing out a random question. Do you guys only do this for playoffs, or do you have watch-alongs? We do have watch-alongs during the regular season. We do. We do. And we really also like the ones that we really like. We love doing it no matter what. But we definitely try to do also like the big time games, Winter Classic, All-Star Game. We did Olympics last year, which was so much fun. So we do as much as possible.
Yeah, I forgot that. I was looking back and we did the Olympics. Forgot about that. That's a lot.
Several of our most popular live watch-alongs came from last year's Olympics.
And you know what had another big viewing the other day?
Yes, the NHL Draft Lottery live watch. We had over 19,000 people.
With yourself as your fucking moderator here. Thank you very much. We'll tip my
cap. Away, Kyle.
Yeah, there we go.
Well, they all came to see you. That was really what it was. Good play by Luke Hughes. Slap shot there, and that one is stopped and covered from Luke Hughes. And we talked about him before, Kyle, but Luke Hughes looks confident as hell with the puck.
Yeah, and he has ever since he's kind of came in, because he came in game 2 or 1? Game 3, sorry. Right.
What a defensive play there. Just moments prior to that from Luke Hughes. Jesper Foss would have been in the zone with a lot of space, and then Luke Hughes intercepts it and takes good slap shot. I have no problem with him taking that slap shot.
Is Puljujärvi back in? Because he was out last game.
No, I believe Mac Mirren is still in. So I think that was the plan. I think once I don't know. Like I feel like that's his name. I feel bad. Mac Mirren.
I got interrupted.
The shot there gets whiffed. Turnaround shot. Feeds it in front. That one is stopped by Schmidt. Puck bump bounces in front. Devils trying to get out of the zone, and they'll just chip it out.
Just had something come up here. Scary incident that happened out of Hershey. We just heard this from Richard from one of our Hershey Bears podcasts. Scary incident in Hershey. A player collapses after getting hit. Medical is out. The period has ended, and they might end the game early.
Oh, geez. You hate to see that. You really do.
Keep an eye on that. We'll see what's happening. But
thoughts and prayers with that player as the horn sounds, and that ends the first period. So, Kyle, after 20 minutes of play, it's the New Jersey Devils with the 1-0 lead. They actually outshot the Hurricanes 8-7 in that period. And thanks to Dawson Mercer's goal, it's 1-0 New Jersey after 20.
I need a break, man. Like it's I can't.
Should I wait to get your thoughts until after the break? Would that be better?
I need I can't drink water anymore. Might need a bottle of vodka at some point. I kind of
something like that, right?
I finished mine last night, and that wasn't
all right
the smartest thing in the world. But,
do you want to
give a quick thought? Do you want to give a quick thought, real quick, for how it ended? You guys are obviously up on nothing. Great, obviously great feed from Meyer and Mercer getting you on the board. What do you need to see kind of going into the second period here?
Well, first and foremost, I really do like the response from the Devils after that penalty. It looked like it was definitely like, okay, Hurricanes are going to score here, 1-0. They got the momentum, this, that, and the other thing. Devils were able to escape with a capital E, without giving up a goal there. And then just a couple minutes later, they took advantage of an opportunity, got behind the defense, and they scored. And that's really what it's going to take to win a game like this, is that you're not going to get a ton of opportunities, but when you get those opportunities, you got to make the most of them. So far, the Devils have. Mercer's got that goal. But you got to keep pushing. You got to make the second period your period. You got to come out like Carolina did, and you got to hunt, and you got to push, and you have to find a way to get another couple of goals. Because Schmidt right now through 20 looks good. He looks good, but
that's what I was telling you. I honestly think he's going to be on his game tonight. I really do. I think he's going to have a bit of a revenge piss game tonight. So we'll see what happens, and I do want to keep an update on that Hershey game because I think that's going to be big. Something happens tonight. So hopefully he's okay, but yeah, that's something you don't want to hear.
Absolutely. So yeah, that's the end of the first period to get 1-0 New Jersey, and we will be right back. Before we continue on here and get into our first intermission report, we're going to step aside for just a moment to get a word from our sponsors. And welcome everybody here to our first intermission report of our game, Devils Hurricanes Game 5, Eastern Conference semifinals. And after 20 minutes of play, it is the New Jersey Devils with the 1-0 lead, thanks to a late period goal from Dawson Mercer off a beautiful feed from Timo Meier. And so despite the Hurricanes getting off to a predictable good start, I say predictable because I feel like that's what we've seen a lot in this series from Carolina, they could not take advantage. They had a power play, couple of grade A opportunities, did not cash in, and then eventually the Devils started to find their game a little bit and got an opportunity and cashed in. So, Kyle, I know you asked me before the break, but I'll ask you, what are your thoughts from both sides after 20 minutes?
Yeah, they were just showing the replay here of like how wide open Meier was cross ice. Like nobody's really covering their man. And then noticing too that Burns and Slavin, they both turned and went for Meier by the bench, right? So they both turned. That's allowing Mercer to just sneak in behind. Meier flips it right up to him, and then it's an easy tap in goal. So I think I'm curious to see how Anderson's going to continue to respond as the game goes on. But yeah, it was a good feed from Meier. I think it was just a bad defensive I don't know if you want to call it strategy or whatever.
Right.
Bad play from what we saw there, right? Like they both turn, they both go right for Meyer, and it just leaves Mercer with a wide open chance to try to put it in the net, which he did. We only saw the one penalty, so I imagine the Devils might get a power play too later on. Obviously, you don't want to hope for that. You have to be better.
Did I miss something at the end? Did I miss something at the end? I don't remember seeing anything.
What, like a penalty or?
Yeah,
no,
I think.
All I was saying is like they're.
Oh, you're saying like as the game progresses. Okay,
yeah,
I thought you were. I was like, wait, did I miss something at the end?
No. Yeah, all I'm saying is like you're going to get a chance, I imagine, before this game's all said and done. You know the Hurricanes are going to. You just know that they're going to come back and respond. You know that that's going to happen. So to have a really good start like this is fantastic. I would argue they escaped the period for the majority of it. The one post, the whiff by Jesper Bratt, by Jesper Fast.
Yep.
You know, that's it. Like I said, this game could have been 2-0 and it goes in a completely different direction, right? So I think it really changes the momentum if Carolina gets on the board first. But now that the Devils do, that's something that they can kind of carry the momentum in going into the second period. And I know I asked you before about like going into the second and what we need to see. And really, actually, no, bring that up. I just wanted to read that. It was interesting. They have to play it better in the second period, get more pressure in their zone, and get more chances. That's totally true because that's something I was going to mention where you didn't really see that much in the first period. So, yeah, I'm kind of expecting for the Devils to continue that push going into the second. And, you know, your season's on the line tonight, right? So you got to start showing it, start throwing the body around, make sure you're finishing your checks, make sure you just continue doing the fundamentals as the game progresses. But, you know, you got to keep making sure that they're on their toes.
Yeah, no question about it. And I think when you look at the Devils after 20 minutes, I mean, you go back to the goal that Mercer scored. The decisive factor in that goal was this. Michael McLeod looks like he's just going to come up the right side of the boards. He circles back to the center of the ice, and that forces Jacob Slavin to then think about, okay, I got to get on him. And he completely misses Dawson Mercer sneaking behind him on the other side, and that's why Mercer was wide open. But I think the question for me, Kyle, is this. Do you think that goal happens because the Hurricanes were looking more at Timo Meier and what he was doing rather than Dawson Mercer, who at this point, up until that goal, wasn't much of a factor in this series?
Yeah, they were totally looking at him, right? Because they know they obviously weren't thinking it during the play, but you know, just because Meier's been so consistent, right? I think they were more concerned. Like they probably knew that he was there. At least Burns knew he was there. Right. I would like to think that was more on Jacob Slavin because you got him at the center of the ice and you're thinking like Burns can take him, right? If that's a one-on-one matchup, you don't necessarily have to go into that and turn your body because not only did you let Mercer in, but you also I'm not sure who's playing on that line with Mercer and Meier.
They keep switching up the lines. Like McLeod was on there at that time. I don't know if they were changing lines at that moment. So, it was kind of a confusing thing. But Mercer, I think, definitely is playing on the third line.
Let's just say it was McLeod, for example. I think it probably was McLeod. Anyway, whatever. Point is that because Slavin turns his body and he goes towards Meier, right, that opens the door for not only Dawson Mercer to sit there at the back door, but now you probably have McLeod, if that was him, in case there's a rebound. He's already behind Slavin because Slavin's got his attention towards Meier. So I think it was more on Slavin there than anything else. So that's kind of what I saw in the goal. But yeah, you got to be better if you're Slavin because I think Burns can probably take that one-on-one. If you're Slavin, you got to protect that neutral zone within that when you're back in your defensive end.
I was going to mention because I look back at the lines, it is Meier, McLeod, and Mercer on that third line. So that was actually them playing on the third line.
Nice.
I do like Wood, Lazar, and Bastian, that physical fourth line. I really do like that.
Yeah, I like it too. I like Lazar when he came in game 5. No, when did he come in against New York? Game 4?
He came in game 3.
Okay, game 3.
That was when he made all those changes and all that
Even
stuff.
without him scoring the goal, I thought he was still great on that fourth line because of that physical presence, right? And I think, you know, if and when this series ends, depending which way it goes, you're going to look back on this fourth line going, man, that probably was the best line that we had throughout the playoffs. Would you not agree?
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I think for the Devils, when you look at the history of their franchise, and I wanted to mention this, by the way, because D. Ely said this before, Noah was on KK being too low in the offensive zone. He's talking about Kasperi Kotkaniemi. He was actually trailing on the play when Mercer scored. He didn't get back in time to cover Mercer on that play. That is what gave them the 3-on-2. Okay, yeah. So, I mean, you know, you can make an argument that Slavin could have maybe settled back and just not worried about McLeod taking a shot from that far in. and maybe sag back into the defensive zone. And you could certainly make an argument that Kotkaniemi could have gotten back faster to stop Mercer from getting that shot on. So I think all good points.
It's Angus. We got Angus.
Angus, good to see you, man. Hope you are doing well.
Oh, wait,
Felix
hold on.
says it's Kotkaniemi.
I was wondering. Can I just call him Kotkaniemi?
Well,
I thought that's how they were saying it when the commentators were doing it. So that's what I was perceiving. But
right. No, I get it.
No,
I got you.
Also, 69 views.
Nice. We love it.
Nice.
We love it.
Man, I don't want to say that's been consistent, but
it's been nice.
It's just been nice.
Yeah, no, it's been very nice. But I think after 20 minutes, you look at this and you say, okay, we got a hockey game. I think the Devils settled down as that period went on. It was uninspiring, I think, at first from New Jersey. It looked like Carolina was just going to bombard them all night long. And then the Devils settled down, got a goal. And now it's gotten, not completely, but it's gotten a little bit quieter in Raleigh, saying, okay, now we're trailing. Got to find a way to get the next goal. And I think for New Jersey, you're going to have to weather another storm from Carolina. You're going to have to. Like, they're going to come again. Could this be similar to what we saw in the Leafs-Florida game yesterday?
I was just going to say, look at the second period in Game 4.
Yeah.
It was over. It was over by the end of the second period, right?
No question.
They can turn a corner, like, wait, there we go, like that.
Oh, yeah. Exactly like that. Yeah, no question.
Yeah, and I think, like, if there's a lot of things, because we were talking about consistency, if you look back at that Rangers series too, like, how many times was it the second period really opened the floodgates for the Rangers, especially look back in Game 1s and Game 2s for the Rangers. Maybe not much else during the series. I thought it was a lot second period action from Carolina. I think Game 2 it was. But even then, like, that's something that you're just going to continue to see. Like, this team's not going away. They're not going away.
Sippy asked, how have both teams been in the later stages of games? Well, with every game being a blowout, you can't really evaluate much of anything. We don't know. We don't know if this is a close game going into the third, we don't know what we're going to see. We have no idea because we haven't had that much an idea. But I want to shift away from the game really quickly, Kyle, because earlier today we got word that we got our Vezina Trophy for Goalie of the Year finalist.
I was going to mention that earlier.
Right. Linus Ullmark of Boston, Ilya Sorokin of the Islanders, and Connor Hellebuck of the Winnipeg Jets.
Is it going to be Ullmark? Do we think? My first thought was like, Sorokin.
Well, the thing is that we've talked about it before with every award that we've ever discussed. It's always about the regular season. And so they're going to look at it and say, it's a regular season award, this, that, and the other thing. Personally, I look at it this way. I think the Bruins would have broken the record sooner and done a lot more if Ilya Sorokin was their netminder. Because Ilya Sorokin, to me, was the biggest reason the Islanders made the playoffs, in my opinion.
Oh, it was the only reason.
And he was the reason that it almost went 7 between the Islanders and Carolina in round 1.
Right. I think it should be Sorokin, just like how Jacob Markstrom was our reason for missing the playoffs. Isn't that great?
So
fucking great.
Yeah, but
I also have an update. Sorry, I just want to interrupt.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hartford player is back on the bench.
Okay, so he's okay.
So I don't know if it was like.
Can you just repeat that for people? Because some people were asking before. I don't know if they heard you before.
So there was a scary incident in Hershey tonight because it's the playoffs still for the AHL, and the Hershey Bears, I believe, are on home ice tonight. I could be corrected by that. But a player collapsed after a hit. Medical team came out. They brought him off the ice. The period ended early because of that. Sorry. I think they were talking about possibly ending the game early because it was that scary. But the period ended early. I'm not sure how much time is left on it. But kind of, I don't want to say strange, but I want to know, like, why is he back on the bench?
That's a really good question.
You end the period early and you're going to let this guy back on the bench? Like, no, you got to take him out of the game, man. His life, you don't know, like, you have to go assess him, right? I'm no doctor, but I don't like.
I agree. I think that definitely is a question mark as to why is he still playing in this game.
I don't
That's
get
the
it.
way I look at it. So again, thoughts
Gotta
and
get him
prayers
shot.
with him. We're glad that he's okay. Not a big fan of him still playing, but I mean, that is, I don't know what to say there on that one.
Well, he's back on the bench, so I would assume everything's okay. So, and Danelle agreed with you earlier, just to kind of split back to that Vesna
Oh,
talk.
okay, go ahead. Sorry, I did it again.
We have such good
You do it.
timing. Look at us go.
No, I'm not touching anything. You do it.
Do you want me to do the comments tonight?
You can do the comments. I'll do the scoreboard. That's what we'll do.
Oh, so did you notice I took out the goal horns?
Yeah, you did.
did.
You took it out in the last game.
Yes. Yeah, I did.
We didn't do it the last game. No.
I know we didn't. But no, we have to fix it where so like whenever we plug in that MP3,
yeah,
you have to cut it to like 10 seconds, 5 seconds.
All right. What I think I'll do tomorrow is I'll make some time and I'll work on it and I'll get it set up for game 6, which is now definitely happening. Yeah, I know I'm going to eat my words.
I was like, you really want to do that right now?
It's fine. Like I have been roasted for the last 2 days from like all fans after I made a thread on Twitter telling people why I felt that it's going to still go 7. And it's fine if I'm wrong. I'm just speaking from my belief. And so far through 20 minutes, the Devils have the lead.
Yeah, and just agreeing here, because you were mentioning like Sorokin was the reason why they made it to Game 7 against the Hurricanes. It's absolutely true. I want to ask you this, though, because we're talking about Vezinas for the regular season. If you had to give out the Vezina for the playoffs up to this point, who would you give it to?
Ooh, the Vezina for like with the goalies that
and
are
he's coming back.
He's
coming back.
wait, hold on. Are we talking about like the players that are still in it right now, or are we talking about just
any goaltender up to this point right now? Who has been the best goaltender in the playoffs?
Philip? No, I don't want to. I was going to say Philip Grubauer, but I don't know. He gave up 6 goals. It was awful.
I wouldn't say Grubauer. I would honestly.
Okay.
I got one. You can go first.
I got one.
Okay.
I'll say Sergei Bobrovsky.
I was just going to say,
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Because he's the only one that hasn't completely imploded up until this point.
Right.
And he's one bad game away from being benched again.
One game.
He's one game away.
Alex Leon or Lyon or whatever his name is back in, right? Like, he didn't have a bad game yesterday, though. I thought he played fine. I didn't think there was anything bad with him. Whatever. They lost 2-1. Yeah. So.
Pottinger's not a bad get, but here's the thing. He had, like you just mentioned, Sippy, he had an awful game 3. Awful. I mean, it was bad. Losing 7-2, not good. I got to figure out what is going on with all of these blowouts. It's not just in this series, although this series is probably the prime example of every game being a damn blowout. I got to figure out what's going on with this. Like, you would see this in the first round, right? Like, we'd see this and it's like, okay, I get it. Second round, wouldn't it have settled down now at this point?
No.
Like,
no shot. No
Maybe
shot.
it's because the 3 top goaltenders that are usually discussed that we've seen in the years prior are not in the playoffs anymore.
Okay. Hey, while we're kind of on the topic a little bit, because I feel like if we had to give like not the Art Ross, but like the Maurice Richard, because that's the one with most points, right?
By the way, the second period is about to start. I'm just going to point that out as we
real
get
quick. I would say, like, because we were talking about goaltenders, I would say my MVP for a forward would be Draisaitl by a landslide.
Oh yeah, no question. Draisaitl's going to break that record. By the way,
who would be your MVP for defenseman? Up to
MVP for defenseman? That's a really good question.
Let's think about it. We'll think about it as this game goes on.
I will, I'll give my answer a little later. Let me think on that a little bit as we're just underway here in the second period. Again, Devils have the 1-0 lead. So we get an icing here against Carolina. 1-0 thanks to a goal from Dawson Mercer. His first of this series, and I believe his third or second of the playoffs. So that is really big. Akira Schmid, this is great. Last 5 starts, 23 save shutout, pulled after allowing 5 goals, 31 save shutout, pulled after allowing 3 goals, pulled after allowing 4 goals. So I don't know what I'm going to get right now. He's played well so far.
I think he's going to be locked in tonight. I like what I'm seeing so far from Akira. Also, too, in the chat, like, just let us know who you think your top defense would be so far in the playoffs. Because I know Skippy here says Ekholm has been great, and Heiskanen has been so good, man. That team's nothing without Heiskanen. Dallas.
Oh no, he's great. As a Hurricanes player gets knocked down. By the way, Akira Schmid's 23rd birthday is tomorrow. Just in case anyone wants to know, is that shot deflects and goes through, and the Hurricanes have tied it. It's Jacob Slavin all the way near the Hurricanes bench. I don't know if Schmid just misplayed it, but nonetheless, it's a tie hockey game.
That's a That's sad too, because like I don't want to say I blame him there, but I want to see the replay and just kind of see where the tip.
Yeah, they're showing it right now.
Yeah.
So the puck goes around to the top of the point. Foss gets it to Slavin. Oh, it was deflected. I'm gonna say it wrong, and Healy's gonna yell at me, but I think it's Kotkaniemi. It is Kotkaniemi who deflected that one and went through the legs of Schmidt.
Every time his name comes up now, I'm gonna butcher it. It's gonna be like cocky.
Yeah, I know. It's gonna be that. Ely says it works. Thanks.
It works.
Yeah, that was
yeah.
That was a bad goal to give up. I mean, I know it's deflected, but still,
like it bounces 2 or 3 times when it's deflected. So like it's
yeah.
I don't want to blame him, but that's why deflections work a lot of the times, right? So that's another defenseman for Carolina getting a point on the board because that's how efficient they've been all season long.
Getting a goal in the playoffs is now Brent Burns with a shot, and that one gets blocked. Scramble in front. That shot just goes wide from Jarvis. Carolina's all over it right now. Drive from Burns, and that one goes wide of Schmidt. Devils have to get it out. Because right now the Hurricanes are pressing, and they're pressing hard. Aho chips it over. Now it's behind the net. Jarvis gets to it. Now over to Burns. Burns, wrist shot. That one's fought off by Schmidt. Devils trying to whack it out. They can't get it out. Gets it over. Now to Aho. Spins around. Loses the puck. Taken by Palat, and he just gets it out.
It's good way. You have to stave off that pressure, though, right? Like that Carolina's got the momentum now. Hey, we can get one by him. Let's keep it going. So they got to stave that off.
This is a really good response. We get an icing here against the Devils. Yeah. Really good response from Carolina after being down 1-0. They didn't let it phase them, and less than a minute into the second period, they tie it up at 1 on a Jesperi Kotkaniemi goal. I think that's his 4th of the series.
It was, yeah. Is it technically a tip or is it a deflection?
I'm gonna go with a tip because
I would have said deflection, but
he didn't get all of that shot. He got a piece of it. So I usually, when it's a piece, I usually say he got a tip of it. As that shot there through traffic, it stopped. Scramble in front. Puck is still loose, and Schmidt covers.
Good cover for Schmidt. It's good too because you can tell he's on his game tonight because he's not panicking. He's not freaking out in the crease when he doesn't know where the puck is. He just stays poised and he's keeping it in front of him here too. Like, so same thing on that rebound. He's got it in front of him. And it was a good cover by Schmidt.
I think what's tough also on that goal is that the Devils did have a guy standing right behind Jesperi on that shot, but didn't get him away enough for him to prevent him from getting a stick on that one. So, I mean, it wasn't a terrible goal. I do kind of think that Schmidt could have still stopped that, but, you know,
garbage goal.
It happens.
Right? It happens. That's hockey. It just happens.
It's playoff hockey. You're going to get goals like that. So right now, so we're just about 2.5 minutes into the second period. We've only had 2 goals right now.
Yep.
Schmidt, dangerously plays that puck and got away with it as now Hughes gets it over to McLeod, chips it to Mercer. Mercer will then chip it behind the net. McLeod fighting with Pesce. McLeod still with it. McLeod still with it somehow. Gets it now over to Timo Meier. Meier gets knocked down from behind by Kotkaniemi. He regains it. Turnaround shot gets blocked. Meier regains the puck again. Gets pushed down. Kotkaniemi intercepts it, and he'll flip it out of the zone.
Jesus.
That was a good play. That was a good defensive play. Then really good defensive play.
They needed to make a stand, right?
Yep.
Jesus.
Yeah, this is.
Also, don't mind me.
I feel like so far, and again, it's still early here in the second period. We get an icing here against the Devils. I feel like defensively for both teams, it's been better, right? Would that be fair to say, or would it be more that the goaltending has been better?
It's a bit.
Or is it tough? Or is it still too?
No, I think it's goaltending that's been good. You know, defensively too. I mean, for seeing like they were showing the replay of the goal with. I always butcher his name. Siegenthaler?
Siegenthaler, yeah, Siegenthaler.
Thank you. He lifted his stick. He lifted Kotkaniemi's stick. I don't care how much. I'm just going to say it what it is. He lifted his stick. So even with that, too, like he did his job, right? But it was unfortunate just the bounce that kind of happened there. Yeah,
no question. As Jack Hughes trying to get it out, he can't. Puck comes down in front. Luke Hughes will backhand it over to Holla, and Holla will whack it out of the zone, and it somehow gets to Jack Hughes, who comes up the left side. Hughes with it, tries to get it over to Tatar, but it's broken up. Tatar gets it back with a turnaround shot that's easily fought off by Anderson. Devils keeping it in. Severson now throws it. That one gets blocked into the right side. Jacob Slavin will get to it for Carolina, dump it all the way down. Won't be an icing as Bratt will go and retain it for New Jersey, and he'll backhand it over to Severson. Oh, and Severson turns it over to Natchez. Natchez gets it over out of the reach of Drury, and almost Palat could get it out. Puck comes out. Nico can't get it out. Aho retains it, gets it over to Jarvis. Jarvis now behind the net, chips it over to Drury. Drury now backhands it over to Aho on the left side. He backhands it top of the point. Shot there from Shea, gets blocked. Throws it in front and just missed. Puck comes out. Devils come the other way. Jesper Bratt stops. Gets it over to Nico Hischier. Hischier now in the left corner. He gets crunched into the boards there. Both teams whacking at it. Palat over to Hischier. Now to Luke Hughes. Tries to get over to Marino. Marino will wrap it around the boards. Bratt now gets to it. Jesper Bratt feeds it in front. That one is fought off again by Anderson, or maybe it went wide. Timo Meier now with it. Meier gets it over to Bratt. Bratt gets it top of the point to Marino. Marino stops, takes a shot that gets blocked behind the net. Hurricanes get to it, and now they'll settle here.
Notice how I don't think New Jersey's really had a lot of shots within the first 5 minutes. I don't think they've had any, actually. Right?
So far, they have no shots on goal. They've been outshot 8-0 so far. So,
great. So
really bad start to the second period.
That kind of start, right? Like, you can't let them get back in, right? So, again, what have I always said throughout the playoffs is that you can't take yourself out of the game. At least show some fucking effort because your goddamn season's on the line tonight.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, it still doesn't feel like there's a whole lot of desperation from New Jersey up until this point. Carolina just looks like that they're ready to end it tonight. I mean, it's only tied, but again, Carolina, it's almost like the next goal is just bound to happen at any point. Is now the Hurricanes get it, gets it over. Goss Despair stops, walks the line, drops it to Chatfield. Shot there from Chatfield, goes wide. Devils look to get to it. McLeod slowed up by Derek Stepan. Puck goes around the board. Schmidt will play it. Gets it over to Siegenthaler. Siegenthaler, he gets tripped down. I don't know why that wasn't a penalty. Nonetheless, Hurricanes keep it. Burns with a shot. That one deflects just wide of Martinook. Now Carolina regains it again. Martinook backhands it around over to Stastny. Foss gets knocked off the puck. Miles Wood will get to it. He'll get it to McLeod, and McLeod will backhand it into the Carolina zone.
They got to get this out here, man. They got to get something going here offensively because
I think they need a timeout. Not in commercial break.
Won't call it.
Commercial break. Sorry, that's what I meant.
Right, commercial break or whatever. Like they need to, like a timeout, something, man. Like somebody's got to step up and say something here.
A hit. Anything. It's right now just seems like the Devils don't have any response to anything. As a long feed there, just out of the reach of Jesper Foss. Luke Hughes will get it back. Nice chip over to Bastian, and Bastian will slow up. And we get a penalty coming up here, Kyle, against Carolina. Schmidt's going to the bench. I missed it.
I was gonna say, don't hit his skates.
Don't that scared the crap out of me because Bastian was right there. As we finally get a touch, Natchez will touch it. It's going to be a charging penalty. I don't know. What does this mean again? Is this elbow? I forgot what this call was.
I think it was elbowing. I like how he goes to the bench.
He's like, here. Whoa. Kotkaniemi actually sucker punched Curtis Lazar right in front of the bench, and that's what the penalty is.
I thought that was Timo Meier again, and I thought he was going to get the shit kicked out of him. He's been beat up so bad. Pietrangelo's been suspended for 1 playoff game for slashing.
As he should.
I think he should have got 2. But, yeah, it's only fair.
We're not going to get always what we want, right?
So advantage Edmonton going into Game 5. Because you take their best defenseman. Actually, I don't know. Would Theodore be better?
I think Shea Theodore is still their best defenseman.
Right. But still, you're losing a big piece in Pietrangelo, right? So just losing one of your big guys and defenseman, and you're still going up against McDavid and Draisaitl. It's got to be advantage Edmonton here, and you can't. Like if you're Edmonton, and you're seeing that, you go, okay, like we can't lose this game now. So, Christ.
Sippy Tango just says both teams playing pretty conservative. I don't know if I would say that from Carolina's perspective, but haven't seen many penalties. Well, we're actually going to have just our second penalty so far this game. It's against Carolina. Kotkaniemi, who's been in the middle of everything. Devils will get their first power play. I have no faith that this is going to work, but we'll see.
Well, I have a little faith. My God, it's your.
I mean,
on the line, you're like, I don't think it's going to work.
With the Devils, here's the thing. With the Devils on the power play,
break out my driver and my 56 degree, and I'll go hit the golf course right now.
No, I was going to say with the Devils power play, it always starts with this. If we get 2 shots on goal, that's a good start.
Right.
That's what it is. So it's just like you got to stop with the passing. That's all.
or you can just score.
We could just score. That would be lovely.
Did you kind of think about like who you think like a good defensive? I know they're going to drop the puck in a second, but I like to think Miro Heiskanen's been my Norris Trophy playoff winner up to this point.
I was gonna say Matthias Ekholm. I forgot who said it before, but Matthias Ekholm would be my pick.
He's been good too.
And that goal he scored last night was a bomb. I mean, that was an absolute laser from Ekholm 100%. Off the rush. That was a great feed. But I think overall defensively, he's been great. I think that was a great pickup by Edmonton at the deadline to acquire him from Nashville.
Yeah, that might have been the move that might win you a cup.
It's Dougie Hamilton with a drive. That would have stopped. They're not trying. They score. Timo Meier. He gets it past Anderson. And just 7 seconds into the power play, the Devils grab the lead back. It's 2-1.
What did I say earlier, man? Anderson.
You shut up. No, I didn't say anything.
I said he was giving up rebounds.
No, so we'll see it again on the replay, Kyle. Devils set up. Hughes gets into Dougie. Drive there. And then Anderson just lets it go right through his legs. Bad goal to give up on the Devils' first, technically second shot of the period. And Timo, with his third point in 3 games, he's on a 3-game point streak, Kyle. Yep. Second goal of the playoffs for him. He has really started to step up.
Yeah, this is why, you get the acquisition at the deadline too, right? Now he's starting to heat up, and you hope that consistency is going to continue. As Neil, they scored on the power play.
Yeah, well, you know what? A broken clock is right twice a day.
I think if they only get 2 shots. I think they did have 2 shots.
Kyle, you've been watching the Devils this entire playoffs. You already know how bad the power play has been.
Yeah, I know, but have a little faith here, man.
No, I know. I try. I really try. But right now, I think for the Devils, what a response after that is now a foot race here. Curtis Lazar chips it into the zone. He'll get there. Lazar with the puck. He stops, tries to get over to Wood, take it away. Lazar just missed keeping it in. Hurricanes hemmed in their zone a little bit right now. Stastny wraps it around the boards where Gostisbehere will get to it, and Gostisbehere will get it out to at least center ice. The Hurricanes will dump it into the Devils' zone.
I like the fourth line. Presence
long
again.
Feed to right? Mercer feeds it over. Shot, and that one just missed. Oh, my goodness. Michael McLeod had a step, but a good stick lift there. I'm not sure who was there defensively, but prevented Michael McLeod from getting a shot on goal.
And it's for me, it's been as much as Meier has been a force this game so far with 2 points. For me, it's still this bottom 6, for the Devils that have been really good.
No question about it. That puck comes out in front. Hurricanes regain it. Pesce now over to Martinook, backhands it, but nobody home. McLeod gets it to Mercer, and Mercer will just slowly get it out of the zone. Now the Devils will chip it out. So again, Devils have been outshot 9-2 in this period, but currently have the lead back thanks to a power play goal from Timo Meier, which I feel like you could say right now with the way the playoffs has gone for him, an unlikely source.
You think?
you think, right? Yeah, you think. As Brown with a shot that is stopped and then covered by Freddie Anderson. So we get a stop here with 10:52 to go in the second.
With a stoppage in play here, it's official that Pietrangelo did get suspended for 1 game for slashing. Not much really else they're kind of talking about here. I think what probably happened was with players' safety is that it didn't matter how they were going to do it. Like Nurse was going to go, they were going to talk to Nurse first or Pietrangelo first. It didn't matter. Then they were going to have another conversation later as they were just going to figure it out. It was going to take all day to do it, but that's how we got to the solution.
Kotkaniemi almost got another penalty just moments ago. He was actually slashing Mercer's stick. Mercer was calling for it, but he didn't get the call. Dougie Hamilton and Jack Hughes with the assist on the Timo Meier goal. Siegenthaler wraps it around the boards. Jack Hughes gets to it, gets the puck taken away from him by Slavin, and Slavin will calmly get it. Well, he got it out to center ice. It hit off a Devil player and goes back into the Carolina zone. Long feed there is broken up. That's one thing I was going to mention, Kyle, before. One of the biggest successes for Carolina, the long breakout passes. That's something that they've had a lot of success with in this series. And right now, tonight, they've tried it a bunch, but the Devils have been able to kind of prevent them from really getting those long breakout passes.
Yeah, and that's I think that's something that we noticed too. I especially noticed when it was 6-1 the other day, but it was these breakout passes that kept working and the turnovers and the 2-1.
There in that shot by Wood gets stopped by Anderson. Whoa, it's Marino with a drive, and that one is saved by Anderson, and then Wood goes down after the whistle was blown.
Another rebound. Another rebound for Anderson, man. You got to have somebody in front of the net there, too, because you know Anderson's going to give up these rebounds. You got to place either Miles Wood, Bastian, stick a big guy in front of the net, and make sure you can try to be there for a rebound.
Yeah,
also,
absolutely.
Also, Neil, just want to say that they did just release the NFL schedule, too. I know we're not.
It's 8:20. Yeah, it's 8:20.
They just released the schedule.
Okay, can someone tell me who the Giants are playing week 1?
I got you. I
hope it's the Jets.
Why would you ask anybody else but me? I'm already on it here.
How's the Giants guy?
I am the stats guy here. Giants week 1.
Yeah.
It's an NFC East opponent.
Oh, it's the Cowboys, isn't it?
It's the Cowboys.
Is it in Dallas?
September 10th. Hold on. Let me just make sure that I got that okay.
What do you got? It's in Dallas.
It is Cowboys week 1. It'll be in New York.
Wow. Well, New Jersey.
Because of that, I think so that's a Sunday night game. I think the Jets and the Bills play week 1 Monday night.
Monday night, yeah.
It only makes sense because Aaron Rodgers starts, but
I had heard a rumor that it was possible the Jets and Giants, they are playing each other, by the way, in the regular season this year, which I'm like really happy
about.
And
you're playing my Seahawks too.
Oh, who, the Jets or the Giants?
No, the Giants are playing my Seahawks again.
In Seattle or in
I would imagine it's in New York because you guys were in Seattle last year. Yeah,
I feel like we play the Seahawks every year. Like, I mean, I don't have a problem. Yeah, no, we did play the Seahawks last year. Geno Smith had a really clutch drive at the end of the game. I remember in that one. It was a good game.
Geno.
Shout out to Geno. But, yeah, I thought the Jets and Giants would play week 1. And the reason I say that is because it was the day before September 11th. And maybe if they moved it to Monday night, you play September 11th just for that, those particulars. But, nonetheless, I mean, it's fine. I expect the Giants to win 10 games.
Yeah, so I mean, I'll tell you the first 4 games. I'll give you that. So they're at home for Dallas. Then you got to go to Arizona for the Cardinals. You have to go to San Francisco.
That can go either way.
And then you're at home to Seattle.
I think that's probably a 2-2, honestly.
2-2? Okay. I mean, yeah.
Is it confirmed, by the way, the Giants play the Eagles in Philly on Christmas Day? Is that confirmed as well? Can you check quickly?
I'm on it. Oh, my God, pressure. Yes. December.
By the way, the game's back on. I'm just going to tell you.
Sorry. They are in Philadelphia on Christmas Day at 4:30 Eastern.
Right. So Santa wants to give me coal that day. Great. Cool. Love it.
Hey, love that. Okay, back to hockey. Sorry, I just saw that.
Back to hockey. Yeah, absolutely. Back to hockey. I also should mention, by the way, as a shot there from the from the Hurricanes gets blocked. Timo Meier comes up, tries to make a pass over to McLeod, but it actually got deflected. Currently live odds, thanks to our sponsors at DraftKings Sportsbook, by the way, -180 in favor of the Devils at this moment. Those are the live odds. And if you want to join DraftKings and get in on all of the awesome opportunities to get huge cash prizes, go to DraftKings Sportsbook, sign up, use our promo code THPN, and tell them that your boys, Neil and Kyle, sent you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you kind of did, but yeah.
That was great. Like the silence for a second, and then it was that.
I was like, I mean, yeah, it was kind of you, right? Chiefs and Eagles will play this year too. If anybody wants to comment too in the comments section, if anybody wants to go look at the NFL schedule, because we're going to watch the hockey in the comments.
I'm actually kind of curious. I was going to say I'm kind of curious. I know this is a hockey chat, but I'm curious. In the comment section, guys, put your favorite football team if you have one.
Yeah, why not?
I'm curious. As Jack Hughes takes the puck, he waits for reinforcements, dump it into the right side. Shots are 17-14 in favor of Carolina at this moment, Kyle. So again, low shots from both teams so far.
Yeah, but again, no, it's been more than what we saw in the last game, because I think the last game was still kind of low. Like, it was only 22 shots for the Hurricanes, and they only got 6 goals. But yeah,
poor Carolina, only 6 goals on 22 shots. Cry me a river.
8 minutes left here, 2-1. If you're the Devils, man, you got to press for another one here. Don't just sit back and try to say, like, hey, we want to survive these 7 minutes. Go take it to them and try to get another one.
Oh, if you can get a 3-1 lead going into the series, that shot from Wood gets stopped by Anderson. And then Anderson actually with a soft little slash on somebody on the Devils there. Yep. As now Jordan Stahl with the puck in the left corner fights off a defender, still fighting him off, gets it over to Drury, gets it top of the point to Chatfield. Chatfield over the left side to Gostisbehere. Gostisbehere with a shot that's deflected but stopped by Schmid. Now the Hurricanes get it again. Chatfield with another shot that gets blocked. Great block from Nate Bastian, comes out of the zone.
I have to mention this too. Do you want to know who has the toughest schedule
in the NFL? Are we still in the NFL?
Yeah, I just wanted to finish that up. Toughest schedule in the NFL by strength of schedule.
Is it the Seahawks?
It's the Philadelphia Eagles.
I mean, that's not a shock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it's Dolphins, Patriots, Cowboys, Giants.
Good for them. Yeah. It's funny. Everybody, as we get an icing here against the Devils with 6:56 to go in the second period, 2-1 Devils. Everybody, it's so funny. I just watched the video on talking about the GM of the Eagles, Howie Roseman. And it wasn't that long ago, like 2.5 years ago, that every Eagles fan wanted him fired. Right. And now everybody's saying he's the best GM in the NFL.
Fans are crazy sometimes. We know it too in hockey, right? They're
hockey. Wild. It's not as easy to quickly turn around in football hockey like you can in football. But yeah, I mean it's funny. It's so funny. Did anyone else think the money does too? Yes.
Yeah.
I was just thinking about that, Sharon. That's a good point.
I saw the meme for that. But anyway, yeah, just real quick, I forgot to mention too that Ryan Reynolds will not be purchasing the Ottawa Senators.
There's now feed over, and Nico just missed the pass from Palat. Oh, he couldn't control it. That was a good feed from Palat. Just couldn't get enough of it to Nico on that play. But yeah, I did hear, which, by the way, is Snoop Dogg part of that same group, or is he part of a separate group?
So Snoop Dogg is a separate group. So he's part of a different, I believe he has, I don't know if because Ryan Reynolds had his own real estate company that went in on it. So Snoop Dogg's part of a different organization, and the same thing with The Weeknd as well, who are both still in on the bid.
God, man. Though I want Ryan Reynolds, man. He really wants it. You could tell as now Jordan Stahl with a shot, and he completely missed. Oh, he had some space there as now the puck goes all the way back down as the Hurricane zone. Timo Meier stops, gets it to McLeod. McLeod waits, shot, gets it to Meier, and he missed the net. Oh my goodness, how did he not make that?
It went right across the crease.
He totally blew it. That's now Luke Hughes gets it over to Jack Hughes, gets his stick taken off his hands. I don't think there's a penalty, but I don't know how they missed that. What the hell?
Right across the crease, man. That might cost you. That could cost you as well, right? Like because now Carolina's going to swing back. You might see a little bit of a pressure here with 5 minutes left, and also like where were the Hurricanes there?
Oh, they were nowhere.
They
were just. It started with Pesci getting easily bodied off the puck from Timo Meier. Meier fed it to McLeod, and then McLeod, I feel like he could have shot it from where he was. Like maybe try to roof it because he had the time and space to do it. Then he gave it to Jack, and I'm thinking Jack should just shoot that. He doesn't shoot it. It was actually not a bad pass from Hughes to Meier. It wasn't bad at all, in my opinion.
I don't think it was either. It was a great setup, but you've got to finish it, man.
Got to finish it.
Got to finish it, man.
Shots are currently 18-16 in favor of Carolina. I feel like, Kyle, over the last 3 or 4 minutes, the Devils have kind of started to take it more to Carolina's. Now Lazar feeds it over and he just missed Bastion. Follow-up try by Wood. Sharp angle gets kicked aside or patted aside, by Anderson.
Late at the end of the shift, they got to get off the ice. I think they were just all tired there at the end. But another good push by that fourth line.
Oh, no question about it. I mean, look, I don't blame. I love it when you're at the end of your shift and instead of just dumping it in, you just fire it on net because you never know what could happen. You just somehow go in as that shot gets deflected into the left corner. Hurricanes with the puck comes down in front. Slavin and McLeod fighting with it. Puck comes out. It's a foot race. Meier tries to fight off Burns. Burns and Meier both fighting it. Meier gets it for a moment, and then Meier gets driven down to the ground by Burns. Shot from McLeod goes wide.
I think he slipped. He might have slipped on that.
Yeah.
It was like a bit of a slip, and then Burns, he didn't really have to.
But a good finish. Good finish by Burns to finish the play.
Yes, finish the play. That's what I mean about finishing plays, man. Like, keep them down on the ice, stay there if you have to, and then move on, right? Finish your
them while they're down.
So important.
As that comes there, and Anderson, he turned it over, but Brad couldn't get it on net. Oh, my goodness. What was Anderson doing there?
Another rebound. Another rebound.
Anderson looks very shaky tonight, Kyle. I'm being honest. He looks very, very shaky. As Nico Hischier has an opportunity. Backhand try is fought off by Anderson. Hischier with the puck. Still fighting with it now. Wraps it around the boards, but Slavin will get to it. Slavin settles it. Makes a long feed. Connects to Aho. Has some space. Aho gets it over, and he missed his target. Palat trying to get to it. Hurricanes retain it. Jarvis now with Nason. Hurricanes have one shot on goal in the last 11 minutes right now as that puck bounces up into the left corner. Hurricanes keep it in. Brady Shea gets it over, chips it to Nason. Now to Aho. Aho, he whipped on the pass, taken away by Hughes, and Hughes will settle it.
Now you got to get out of this period, man. You got to.
If you're Carolina, yeah. I think if you're Carolina, you got to get out of this period.
No, even if you're New Jersey, like, you got to keep pressing, try to find a way. But, like, yeah, like, both sides do want to get out of the period, so it's who's going to want to get that. Who wants it more, right? Who wants it more here in the last minutes?
So Luke Hughes will get it back for New Jersey. Hughes over to Marino. Marino now tries to make a feed to Tatar. He gets it. Nice chip over to Holla. Holla gets it over to Jack Hughes. Now to Holla. Holla now to Hughes. Hughes walks the line, takes a shot that gets kicked aside by Anderson. I don't know how he got that on net from where he was.
Keep the pressure up here. Minute 50 left.
So now Severson makes a feed over to Bastian. Bastian will slowly tap it off the boards. Wood and Shea go after it. Shea gets that puck, taken away by Severson. Feeds it over to Bastian, and he missed the net. Oh, what a feed! And somehow it didn't get on net.
Keep pressing, you got a minute 30, man. Keep pressing.
Bastian throws it, and that one is deflected into the right corner. Jordan Martineau chips at the Natchez. Hurricanes desperately trying to get it out of the zone. They somehow can't. And finally, no, they can't still. Bastian, he gets crunched into the boards by Shea, then gets knocked down. Wood gets it over to Siegenthaler. Siegenthaler, right shot, that is stopped. Scramble in the crease, shot there, and it somehow missed the net. Oh, Miles Wood with a golden chance, and that puck flips out of play. And I think they said it deflected out.
It deflected. What a chance.
Oh, my God. I got to see this again. Oh, and the other one, Jack Hughes to Tima. Oh, he just shot it across the crease. Oh, my God.
That's twice. And then Bastian just missed it completely, too.
Where was the other? Show me the other one, please. Oh, they're going to commercial break.
Those are the type of thing. Why are you going to commercial break? You have like 30
I don't know.
left in the period.
You have 30 seconds. There's no point.
Come on.
See, we only go to commercial break twice.
Yeah.
That's how good we are. But
are we?
No, we're great. We're great.
So good.
We're absolutely fantastic. But Kyle, the Devils in many ways have woken up offensively in terms of creating chances.
Where has this been since game 1 and game 2? Obviously, we saw that in game 3, but where's this? And even game 4, man. Obviously, we saw it in game 3, but like, where's the consistency with this, right? Like, they gotta. That's what I mean. Especially if you're in Carolina, like, gotta keep that shit up, man. You can't let that go.
I did notice this before. They did switch pairings. Marino's now with Hughes. I also like this because here's the thing. John Marino, much more of a defensive defenseman. He's probably over our best defensive defenseman. Pairing him with Luke Hughes, who has a lot of speed, offensive capabilities, I think is a good one. Good balanced pairing right there. Danelle says that, yeah, I agree. It should be like 3-1, maybe 4-1, considering the Devils have had grade A opportunities.
Could be 4-4 right now because of Carolina, too, at the beginning of the first period when they hit the post. And
Stoffel, the period isn't over. Yeah. They just went to commercial break with 30 seconds. It's not over yet.
It's not over yet.
It's only 8:30, mind you. It's only 8:30 in where I am.
Maybe because I wonder why, if they try to do this, because that was such a quick first period and they try to do like the broadcasting. Oh, we got to go to break. Puck got to play. Blah. We got to go get the puck, guys, from the stands. Somebody's got to go get it.
As they're showing a replay, what are they showing a replay? Oh, they're showing a replay of the Meyer opportunity earlier. McLeod. Honestly, Kyle, again with McLeod. Oh, dude, honestly, if Jack Hughes got tripped good on that play.
Right. How do you miss that?
Oh,
brutal.
Timo's gonna be kicking himself. Even if the Devils win this game, he's gonna be kicking himself. He's going to be kicking himself. 1 minute to go here in this period. Shots on goal. since the 13-minute mark are 12-1 New Jersey as that puck comes out in front. Hurricanes whip at it, get to the stall, now to Drury, backhand try is stopped, scramble to the right side, Hurricanes get to it, Burns, wrist shot, and he scores! Brent Burns through traffic, and with 38 seconds to go in the period, the Hurricanes have tied it at 2.
What did I tell you, man? It was going to cost you, right?
Yep. That's brutal.
Let's see it again. You got, man, if they lose, man, Neil, if they lose this game tonight,
I know. You're going to look back at a lot of these chances and say they should have
opportunities and bad goals coming in. So Burns.
I mean,
it's
should Schmidt have gotten this? We'll see it again. Slow motion on the replay.
He's got it.
Probably.
I don't think it was tipped. Oh, here's a good view.
No, it went right through his arm. Oh, he got a piece of it.
You got to get that, man.
Oh, God.
Got to get it. Okay.
I mean, barring something else with 30 seconds to go in the period, now I'm really mad they went to commercial break.
Yeah.
Now I'm really mad about it. There's a long feed to Jesper Foss. Has a 2-on-1. Foss waits, feeds it over, and he roofed that shot, and he missed. Kotkaniemi had a chance to give the Hurricanes the lead, but the Hurricanes keep it in. Over and out of Slavin. Slot shot, and that one deflects up and out of play.
Jesus Christ, man. That kills the momentum too, man. It kills the momentum. But I was just going to mention this. It is
I think Schmidt might have got a piece of that. We'll see it again, slow motion. Feeds it over. Oh, no. Luke Hughes blocked that shot. Good job by Luke Hughes on the back end there.
Yeah, he's been great ever since he came into this in the series.
Sharon is absolutely this is great. Sharon says, "Well, everyone wanted a close game, and right now it certainly is."
Yeah, we're getting what we wanted, right? You know what's going to happen, right?
Still not low scoring though. Don't.
I'm gonna say, what? Come on, I want to say.
Just say it. What? One of these teams is going to score 7 goals in the third?
No, then it's going to go to fucking triple overtime.
Why not?
We're going to be here until 1 in the morning.
Right, as Wood clears it down, and it'll be an icing with 2.8.
They'll be
big face off here.
European fans out there, they'll be waking up at 7 a.m. and we'll still be doing this shit.
Oh, God. It's like they went 11 minutes without a shot on goal, and then they get a shot on goal and they score. That's so brutal. That.
Especially, it kills you, too, because you have the commercial break. It kills the momentum and just it ruins it, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Connor, I'd be going mad if I was a Devils fan. I mean, I am. Don't get me wrong.
You're looking at him right now.
As the faceoff won by Carolina, but they're not going to have any time, so that'll do it for a. Do we call that a wild second period? I guess, right?
Yeah, a little bit, but now you got the momentum going in. Wait, was Meyer in the penalty box for some reason or no?
No.
Oh, okay, sorry. No, but now the momentum swings again, right?
So yeah, absolutely. So right now it's 2-2 after 40 minutes of play. Carolina started off less than a minute in. Kotkaniemi tied it under deflection. And then later on, Devils were on the power play. Timo Meier scored on a rebound through the legs. And then with about 38 seconds to go in the period, Brent Burns with his second goal of the playoffs. Goals now in back-to-back games. And again, another defenseman goal for Carolina. And that tied it up at 2. And so that's where we are after 40. So, Kyle, I'll ask you this again later, but I'll ask you right now, what are your thoughts from both teams after 40?
It's been the most competitive period that I've seen in the playoffs so far from both teams, right? So it's good. It's good back and forth hockey. It's what you want. It's been a great period. Overall as a hockey fan, it's been really good. But yeah, I think that kills the momentum for New Jersey because they were doing so good towards the end. Just to have that, you obviously can't blame, I don't want to sit here and blame, the commercial break because you still have to find a way to finish out that period with only whatever that was a minute left. So, you got to give Carolina credit though. They still realize that, hey, we got time. Let's try to tie this up. They get a great shot on net. And I mean, yes, Schmidt should have had that, but Neil, we're in for a really good third period.
Oh, we are in for, we might.
And Sam said
have a good game on our hands.
Game.
I know, Sam, you're right. It's finally, we have a good game through 40, and we'll see what both teams have in this final 20 minutes of play. But before we continue on into our second report, we're going to step aside for another moment to get another word from our sponsors. Oh, this game is stressing me out.
I gotta go fill my water. I forgot to do that.
All right, Kyle, you had 2 minutes to do that, but that's
I'm
okay.
sorry. I'm sorry.
I filled up mine. What's your excuse?
Well, where's the wine? You have one glass. Yeah. Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
You're double fisting? Can you? Nice.
Pause. First of all, pause. Second of all, yes.
I think it should be the other way around though. It's got to be the wine in the other one, and then that one's got to be.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Whatever. But anyway, guys, welcome here to our second intermission report of our Game 5 Eastern Conference semifinals between the New Jersey Devils and Carolina Hurricanes. It was 1-0 New Jersey after 20 minutes of play, and both teams picked it up a lot in the second period. And after 40, Kyle, we have a semi-low scoring, close game after 40 minutes. I don't know. This feels weird.
Game. We got a really close game. I'm excited for this third period, man. I think it's gonna be so good. Like, this is playoff hockey. This is what you want. You want one team that's their season's on the line, and then the other one too, like, you know, where New Jersey's trying to get this back to New Jersey. Like I think for you, like, as a fan, you just want it to get back. You want one more home game. You want one more chance, right? And I think that's the kind of motivation that, the Devils players really need going into this third period. Like, hey guys, we have a chance here to bring this back home, and I think they need to try and do that.
Yeah, no question about it. Danelle, understandably so. The Devils a lot this year have given up late period penalties, late period goals, and that's, again, another brutal goal. You kept the Hurricanes from having a shot on goal for about 11 minutes straight, and then finally they get a shot on goal, and Schmid coulda, shoulda, woulda, but nonetheless gives it up, and it's a tie hockey game. You had just moments prior to that, you had a chance to make it 3, even 4-1, and you couldn't capitalize. And then Carolina gets an opportunity and they score. And that's kind of where we are right now. Stoffel says nobody's sitting on a lead. Both want it fierce. Going to be interesting third for sure. Let's effing go, y'all. I think, for myself, Kyle,
we're in for a good one. I'm telling you.
I'm really proud of the Devils for fighting right now. That they're not just going down and they're just saying, you know what, we can't win. Because even if they end up losing this game, which again, it's at this point, I guess you'd say it's 50-50. But I still don't think they're going to lose this game.
I don't think so either. Right.
I think Carolina's like a little bit on edge. Like, okay, yeah, we got 2 goals, but we got outplayed in that second period for the most part. It felt like, look for those 11 minutes from the 13-minute mark to 38 seconds to go in that period. It was all Devils. It was all New Jersey.
They had it too. They absolutely had it. Also, magic. Look at that.
There you go. Got it. Also, Stoffel kind of brings up a good point. Both teams have missed a wide open net in this game. Yep. So I feel like it's now even now.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. But still, I think
now it's even. So it should still be tied. Maybe it should be 3-3.
Maybe
3-3, maybe.
By the way, I feel like though, like now that that's true. Now that he says that, like it's kind of fair that we're tied right now.
Yeah. The way I saw you wanting to laugh at my comment, yeah, I know, because you're wearing an Oilers jersey, although wrong game. But you can wear that tomorrow. You can also wear that tomorrow. Because game 5, that should be an electric atmosphere in Vegas for Game 5. Again, update for that game: Darnell Nurse and Alex Pietrangelo both suspended a game for Edmonton and Vegas, respectively. So both teams losing a little bit of strength and skill on the back end going into Game 5.
Yeah, I think again though it hurts Vegas more, right? Because now it's another guy down, another guy to try to stop the dynamic duo, right? And Draisaitl and McDavid, and it's going to be tough. And now you're going to need guys like Shea Theodore and Alec Martinez to really step up, and fill in that role for one game, right? Mind you, both guys, they will be back in this series because there is going to be a Game 6 because it's tied 2-2. I just think it hurts Vegas more because now I think the pressure shifts and they have to try to win this. So are you going to stream it tomorrow, you or Kyle? Because if not, so, sorry, is he talking about the Devils game or about what?
I think he's talking about Oilers because I believe Mason is an Oilers fan. Mason, if I'm mistaken by that, I apologize.
Okay. Yeah, I can try. I can try to see if somebody wants to do it because we will have Game 6 being streamed because we know it's going to 6. So,
right.
Mason, we'll have Game 6 streamed. I don't know who's doing it yet. I think Carter from our Anaheim Ducks podcast will be doing it. I can try to see if somebody wants to do it tomorrow night. It might be a last minute thing, but Maple Leafs, you think they will win Game 5?
I think they will. I think it's going at least 6. I think the way this is going, I think it's going 6.
No.
How bad would it be?
No.
He's going no.
No, they're not winning game 5. And I'll tell you why. Because now the expectation's back.
Kyle's turn to have the floor.
My turn. The expectation's back, right?
Because
all of a sudden you get these piss poor Leaf fans who are in Maple Leaf Square thinking, oh my God, we're going to come back and win this series, right? So now they're going to go into game 5 thinking, oh my God, we got this. We're going back into game 6, blah, blah, blah. Like, Neil, you should have. We were out. I was at a buddy's at a fire last night, and they had the game on inside the house, and they were losing their mind when they scored the second goal, and like when the game was over and the fight was happening, blah blah blah. It's like they won everything again. They literally felt like they won everything again. Mind you, that's like a small percentage of people, but I imagine that other Leaf fans were doing the same goddamn thing. So I'm just like, I think it'll go 5 or 6, but I feel like the Panthers are like, hey, no sweat. Let's just get back to work and get it for game 5.
Yeah.
They buried themselves too deep. You think this Leafs team's going to show up for the next 4 games in a row, and they have to be perfect. Their top guys have to show up, right? You blew it for 3 straight games. Now you have to expect your top guys in pressurized moments. You have to do it now in front of your fans, which they really haven't been good throughout these playoffs, right? We saw it in game 1 against Tampa Bay in 7-3. It was 7-3 or whatever it was. Like, they have to find a way to perform in front of their fans again. So your big guys have to be the reason that you're winning this series. And for the first 3 games, they've been nothing. And I know that there's going to be a game where they won't show up. So that's just me. I could be dead wrong, and this goes to 6. Christ, this could go to 7. But yeah, I mean, but the stupid thing is too, and I let it happen to me, is like, of course the series isn't over yet. That's what scares the shit out of me a little bit, is that this isn't over yet. And I think why you see like the 4 teams like come back, like how they came back in that, is because it's obviously it's the belief that they have in their system, but it's also that like it's such a mental warfare out there. Right. It really is, because if you don't put down your opponent right away, they're going to come back. So I think like I'd be scared shitless if I'm a Florida fan if this goes 6. If it goes to 6, I'd be scared shitless. So,
and to be fair, you also brought up a good point before, because we were talking about it earlier in the stream. We were talking about, is Florida going to be nervous if it ends up going 6? And in your opinion, you'd say it doesn't affect them at all. The players, the team itself.
I don't think it affects the big guys on the team. I think, with Tkachuk, with Barkov, I don't think it's going to affect the big guys on the team. I think it would probably hurt the confidence of Bobrovsky if this happens to be a high-scoring game 5, for example. I think it hurts Montour a little bit, because now he's being put into this bigger role because he's been playing so well, right? So I think it affects maybe the smaller guys, but guys like Tkachuk in that, for me, Tkachuk has to be the guy going to game 5, leading this team, saying there is no worry here. There's never been a worry. There's not going to be a worry, because they came down 3-1 from Boston. So imagine their mentality coming back from Boston and being in this position right now. I can't imagine they blow this, right?
I mean, crazier things have happened. But I have a tough time believing that Florida is going to completely blow a 3-0 lead. But if it gets to game 6,
I'm scared. If it goes to 6, I'd be scared.
Definitely nervous. Yeah, I'm definitely nervous. But we'll see. We'll see. It's going to be interesting. And we kind of go from there. Currently, by the way, the live odds for the third period, which team will win game 5? Devils are at plus 120. Right. Carolina is at minus 150, which I think makes sense, because they're tied in the third period at home with a 3-1 lead. So I would get that. So
there you go. Beautiful.
So we do have to they're actually on TNT. They're showing and talking about the fight between Darnell Nurse and, what was that, Nick Hague? Hague.
Yeah.
By the way, Nick Hague with some absolutely beautiful punches when he's on that fight to start. I'm just saying, it was a good haymaker. A couple good haymakers.
He's also a man rocket too.
That's true.
It's a nice looking dude.
Anyway, you were saying?
We just had Ask Cup subscribe.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I don't know if that's a joke or not. I don't know if we're getting trolled, but thank you.
Not an Oilers fan, kind of salty because they had Gretzky, now McDavid, and a bunch of cups. Well, now look at Chicago too with Bedard. I just want to roll through these real quick, and then we can kind of come back.
Yeah,
to it.
go
Had a lot coming in. New sub hype. We just had Joey come in the other day with a new sub, so thank you very much. Sam saying that Florida is playing with house money. Fully expect the Panthers to close it out. Bob is earning his salary. Well, it took him a long time, but now, yes, you're right. He's earning his
that $10 million per year is finally looking.
Sharon, too, like following the Flyers because I like to follow a couple players. Same thing with a couple of other teams. Man, I don't know how we feel about the Flyers getting Keith Jones on as the president. Now, Danny Briere, I know we talked about him being a GM, so maybe we'll kind of come back to that real quick. But I think that was mainly all of them here. We just have Mason saying someday he wants to have a podcast like us. Well, dude, you can make your own and join us, man.
Totally do
it. So many people do that. Make your own and join us. We need we love having people on, man. We really do. It's so much fun.
We love growing this network because we I remember when I jumped on and we started there's a small group of us and then we slowly built it over these last couple of years and now we have all this stuff going on. So yeah, anybody can do it. Anybody can do it.
So quickly, I know we just kind of glossed over it there, but and we mentioned it too before we jumped on the stream tonight.
Sure.
Your official thoughts on Keith Jones being the president and Danny Briere being the GM?
Yeah, Keith Jones, former Philadelphia Flyer, former player. I think he won a Stanley Cup. I think
Briere, he was part of the 20. He was part of the.
No, I'm talking about Keith Jones. Keith Jones.
Sorry, Keith Jones. Danny Briere.
I think he was on the '96 Avalanche team. I know he was in Colorado at one point, but I don't remember if he was on a Cup team. But he's very well known in Flyer lore. Danny Briere as well, an all-time Flyer. A lot of people would say. So the Flyers are bringing in guys that they have had before, just in a off the ice role, with Danny Briere going from being the interim GM to now officially being the GM of the team, and Keith Jones being hired as the president of hockey operations. I think that was his official title. Yes, and it was down between him and Eddie Olczyk, who is actually doing this game right now here in Game 5 between the Devils and Hurricanes. So Eddie Olczyk, I feel like at some point he's going to get a GM job because he's been close. Yeah. He almost got the job over Davidson in Chicago. And now he almost got a president job with the Flyers. I think a lot of people seem to really respect his hockey knowledge.
Yeah, for sure. I just remembered this now. Thank you. But I just remember this now. Did you hear what happened yesterday during the Leaf stream? For us? Very quick story before we can kind of talk about the third here. So we had our guys, Sticks in the Six. Go check them out. Their Leafs podcast. They
just joined, by the way, recently. Shout out to them.
They loved it. They're going to do more of them. They love doing it too. The Dusty Bender guys too as well for the Kraken. They love doing it too. Like they just started it, so they're going to do more. But anyway, so during that stream, me and Dylan were we were curious to see other streams going on for the Leaf game because there wasn't a ton going on with the Leaf stream last night. And so me and Dylan hop onto the NHL's official YouTube account. Right. And they were doing a live stream. So don't me and him go on there and we start bombarding the comments of man, this stream sucks. Go back to ours, man. We got great guys over there, blah, blah, blah. So what does the NHL account do? Don't they respond to us and be like, why don't you get out of this chat, you pigeons? Literally leave.
Was it
literally get out of here? We're like, well, I guess we gotta go.
Was it Johnny Lazarus that said that?
I don't know. It was just the NHL account, though, so it wasn't a name associated with it, but it could have been.
Yeah, no, I'm good friends with John Lazarus. He actually is he works for he works in NHL Network for different things, and he also has a podcast that covers the New York Rangers, and good friend of mine. But yeah, no, I think that's great. I love it. Just bombarding this stream sucks. And just going and
we weren't even expecting it too because they comment and then are like, "Yeah, get out of here."
Did it work? Did people jump on from them? Probably not.
For a little bit, yeah, for a little bit, and then but it was kind of towards the end of the third period. So then the game ended and blah blah blah. But it was so funny. We were pissing ourselves afterwards. So
yeah, I think the third period is about to start. Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, third period. You go.
Okay, I guess I'll go. Yeah, I think for the Devils, you've had chances and you've capitalized on some, but not all of them. You could be up 3-2, 4-2. Who knows? 4-1. Same thing with Carolina. It's the exact same thing. Both teams have kind of been relatively even in terms of they've had opportunities, they've
Right.
cashed in on some, they've missed out on others.
And then real quick, sorry, I just wanted to bring in real quick before we start the
Third period, by the way, just got underway.
It's tough with like our Leaf stream last night because there was 20, 25 other streams going on, right? When it comes to the Devils stream, like there's not a lot happening. For the Kraken one too, there was not a lot happening, which we get a lot of views for, which is great. So anyway, sorry to cut you off there.
No worries. As McLeod gets it to Mercer, third line starts out as Mercer throws it in front. It gets blocked. McLeod now with the puck. McLeod fighting off Gostisbehere. McLeod still with it. Michael McLeod keeps it somehow on. Hughes throws it in front. It gets deflected to the right side. I think it might have gone out of play or something. 31 seconds in. So the Devils sticking with the third line that has given them a lot of energy. You know, Meyer, Mercer, and McLeod, and they're showing Timo Meyer highlights, and he does have a goal. He's also been he's definitely taken the brunt of some big hits. So kind of similar to what you saw against the Rangers back in round one. But if you're New Jersey, I mean, you're right in this game. You have a chance. You have as good of a chance as anybody to steal this game. And I think that they have to just keep pushing because if you look at it, despite giving up that late period goal, they really, really were the better team in that second period. Kind of took it to Carolina and were able to score. But obviously, you'd like to be ahead instead of tied, considering the opportunities you had.
Yeah, and I mean that's again a momentum killer, right? Like you can't have that. So, yeah, but I mean, hey, it could be worse. You're tied at 2. You got 20 minutes to decide whether or not you want to keep your season alive or not. So it could be worse.
No question. And again, just a reminder: Game 6, if necessary, will be on Saturday afternoon, 4 p.m. Eastern in New Jersey. So we will be here for that, and it'll be very weird to do a 4 p.m. stream. That'll be something.
Yeah, I was kind of like because there was the 3:30 one that we didn't do last Sunday. So if that's the case, like I'm ready for the 4 o'clock one. That should be good. I'm good.
Yeah, no questions. That shot from Hughes deflects up and out of play. Definitely, you're going to be looking for the top guys for the Devils: Hughes, Heischer, Bratt, Timo, Palat, Dougie. You're going to look for them to obviously try to be the ones that really determine the Devils' fate here in this third and obviously try to get the win. You also could see other guys, unlikely guys, step up. Dawson Mercer has a goal tonight. And I think if you're Carolina, I mean, there's no sense of panic. You're tied. You're up 3-1. You know that you have, you're still very much in a good spot to win this game and obviously win this series. So there's no, I don't know if they feel I'm sure they feel some form of desperation, but at the same time, it's not a full scale, like we got to get the next one or anything like that. I don't know. Maybe I'm just speaking out of my revenge.
There is no but also too, obviously as important as the next goal is, it's not like it's the end of the world, right? You still have lots of time here. We just saw it last 2 periods. I think it was 1-1 and then 2-2. That's the kind of thing is Carolina gets a good chance here in their zone.
Marino and a couple of Hurricanes players fighting with it behind the net. Chatfield feeds it over to Stastny. Chatfield feeds it in front to Stepan, but he couldn't get it to him, and Bastian will bounce it off the boards and out. So a good chance there for Carolina. So now Carolina will set it up. Total third period goals. Over is 1.5. That's minus 200. And the under is 1.5. And that's at plus 50. Those are the live odds from the official sports betting partner of THPN, DraftKings Sportsbook. As now puck is in the right corner in the New Jersey zone. Both teams kind of fighting for it. Both teams really kind of whacking at it. Both teams got a couple of guys in the left corner. Dougie Hamilton gets to it, turns it over. Opportunity shot from Carolina gets blocked into the right corner. Kotkaniemi gets it over to Brady Shea. Wrist shot, not one is stopped by Schmidt. Scramble in front, puck comes out. Devils try to get to it, they will. Feeds it over now to Dawson Mercer, and the puck comes back out to center ice.
It's good. I mean, you got to stand here, right? This is a stand that you have to have. And, I think blocking shots too in this period is going to be so important because you got to lay your body out for this, right? You got to find a way to push this.
This is where, for the Devils, you just have to take every chance in the book, I think. Because you know that you can't afford, as we get an icing here against Carolina, you just can't afford to be timid. You can't afford to be cautious. You can't say, well, let's just try to get this to overtime. This isn't the regular season. You are down 3-1, one more loss, and your season is over.
Yeah.
But one win, and the series, all of a sudden, in terms of momentum, kind of starts to creep back into your favor a little bit.
Yeah. Does it feel like, maybe a stupid question here, does it feel like your season's on the line tonight? Does it like? I obviously yes, it is. But does it have that feeling?
It's tough to say. I think a little bit, not as much as I would have thought as the Hurricanes come in. Good play there from Luke Hughes.
Oh, yes, you should.
What a But Neil, yeah, absolutely. As the Devils chipping in, but like I think a lot of Devils fans also kind of woke up this morning and they weren't really saying like that they expect to lose tonight. I think they were kind of like whatever happens, and we kind of some people started to reflect on how far this Devils team has come just this season and where they've the fact that they're even in this position is remarkable. As now Aho feeds it over, but it just misses Jarvis. Is now Slavin. And he couldn't keep it into Burns. The puck comes out of the zone. But I think for the Devils, for Devils fans, it's just kind of like, if we're able to win tonight, great. If not, I mean, obviously tough way to go out, but it shouldn't damage what has been a tremendous year and a tremendous turnaround for this Devils team.
Yes, it absolutely. Like it's been such like it is a success regardless. But when you get to this stage, like there's only so many times throughout your career where you're going to get to this point, right? So obviously guys are going to fight tooth and nail to try to get there. So, obviously that's why it's so important too with this Carolina pressure that just hasn't gone away. That's why I emphasize the importance of making sure you, block your shots, get in front of your guys at the point. Sorry, you can kind of commentate if you want to. You have good.
No, it's all good. It's Devils get the puck as Jack Hughes will get it over to, I believe that's John Marino, gets it over to Severson. Now back to Jack Hughes. Jack Hughes, other than that one play in particular where he fed it to Timo and Timo had an open net but couldn't score, he's had somewhat of a quiet night, which again is unfortunate considering we need him to step up. He's obviously the catalyst for this offense, but I think regardless of the result for the Devils, this has been another really good learning experience for this young team. And, I think that for the Devils, I think most fans would look at it and say if they just fought to the very end, and if they still didn't get the result they wanted, I think a lot of people will still be very proud of this team because after what happened in Game 4, for them to be even in this position is obviously much different than what we've seen through the first 4 games.
Yeah.
But certainly a better response in particular from New Jersey defensively here so far in this game.
Well, you have to be proud. You got to be proud of especially I'm looking at the Devils and the Kraken too this whole season. Just to kind of get to this point is huge. But again, it's about wanting more, right? You want to be able to have more for it. So, and then just real quick, I did put the Kraken stream for Game 6. That is Saturday.
Now a drive from Dougie gets fought off there by Hamilton. Oh, what a play there by Siegenthaler. It would have been a really good opportunity for Carolina, but he makes a diving block. Here come the Hurricanes anyway. Martinook into the zone. He'll throw it harmlessly into the right corner. What's going on, Joey's now on Facebook.
Joey, so Joey, we're not doing the game tonight because I asked the guys if they want to do it today. They were just busy tonight. Otherwise, yes, they would have. They will be doing Game 6 because there is a Game 6 on Saturday for the Kraken and Stars. Make sure you check that out Saturday night.
Absolutely. As now Slavin gets to the Burns. Burns with a shot that deflects up, but it doesn't go to the net. Oh, Schmid didn't see it. Good deflection there. Not sure who it was. Might have been Martinook, as now the puck is into the left side, left corner now in the New Jersey zone. Dawson Mercer tries to chip it around. Hurricanes with some pressure, but Dougie Hamilton is going to be able to flip it out back into the center ice. And now the Hurricanes will stop. Burns chips it over to Slavin. Nice feed over there to Nason with a shot that's fought off by Schmid. Goes into the right corner. Jarvis now with the puck. Feeds it in front. Aho controls it. Aho gets it top of the point. Drive from Shea. And that one is gloved and covered by Schmid.
Hey, we can go by.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Thank you, Slim, for the Canadian dollar donation. Thank you.
Any donation I'm happy with. It's okay.
Absolutely. 13:09 to go in this third. Still 2-2 here. Game 5. Eastern Conference semifinals. Devils, Hurricanes. This is the longer we go in this period without a goal, the more I'm starting to believe that we may need more than 60 minutes.
How nervous are you getting, man?
Well, at that point, it's going to be through the roof. By the way, we have 104 people in the. Never mind, we have 98 people in the chat. We had 104 for a hot second, but we appreciate everybody hanging out with us.
You say that, gone. See you later.
Yeah, I was like, oh wait, he notices. Never mind, we're out.
Shit, we gotta go.
So
also, I don't think I mentioned cheers. By the way, for another good
Cheers.
stream tonight. It's been a good night. Hey,
Oh, it's been great.
Did you polish off your
Oh, wait. NHL Goalhorns asks the obvious question. Do I think this game will go to overtime?
You answer it. You got to answer it, my guy.
Probably. Like, the way I feel like this game is going, both teams are going to score in this period, but it's still going to go to overtime. Which, I just want to say really quickly, when I go back.
Right now. You're super laggy right now. You were, yeah.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, I think both teams will get a goal in this period, but I do think it'll go to overtime. That's the way I look at it. Should also mention really quickly, I'm looking back at some of the score predictions. Some of you are pretty close. Pretty close. I'll give you that.
I had awesome. What did I say? 5-4. So that's not going to be.
Yeah, I had 5-3. So like we're both one.
Who's the closest so far? What do you got?
If we're again, a lot of people got 4-3.
Didn't Liam have 3-2?
Somebody had. Wait, did somebody
had 3-2? I thought Liam had.
Liam has 4-3 Hurricanes in overtime.
4-3. Okay, got it. I thought somebody said 3-2 at some point.
No, it's all good. Differentially, Abel DATV says Hurricanes -1.5 right now, plus 200. Hurricanes also -122. Devils at plus 102. Over under is 5.5. Over under for goals is 5.5. So that is the current. Again, that is the live odds right now as we get a stop for face-off violation.
Cheers, Joey.
NHL 22 goals.
Cheers, everybody.
Here's the thing. Really hold on. Do I star this or no? Like, I feel like I'm being mean if I don't. Because it's pretty late to give this prediction.
Yeah, you can give it.
All right, we'll give it to you.
You can give it.
All right, NHL 22 goal horns, we'll give it to you. All right, we'll give it to you. He says 3-2 in overtime for the Devils. So here come the Devils. Bastian with the puck. Nate Bastian still waits. Shot, stopped by Anderson, and he controls the rebound.
See, that's what I mean, though. It's about controlling it. It's all about the control. So it's been good. It's
the best prediction.
Really good to see.
I love this prediction. I'm thinking someone is going to get a goal. I think you're right.
No. We're gonna be up. We're gonna be up all night.
They're gonna tie. It's gonna be like one of those tennis matches that goes on for so long. They just say, "All right, we'll continue this in the morning."
Have you ever seen, like, if you're big into tennis? I sometimes watch. Like the longest tennis match ever was like, man, I want to say it was like it took a day and a half. Or something stupid like that.
Yeah, wasn't that like a Nadal match, right? Rafael Nadal, I think, was in it.
No. This was at Wimbledon.
Wimbledon, okay.
It was some American and a Frenchman, and it went on for 11 hours and 5 minutes. But I think they had to break. I think they had to break though because the darkness started setting in. They're like, guys, we got to stop. Like,
we got to stop. Right? Exactly.
Yes.
Now we get a stop here, and I think it's an offsides. See, like the ref goes up. What?
Sorry, no, just Goldhorn saying he wants a game 6 so I can watch with my mom for a Mother's Day present.
Game 6
so
will
nice.
Game 6, if necessary, will be again Saturday afternoon at 4 in New Jersey, and they're just showing Rob Brindamore on the bench. I gotta be honest with you, like, and granted, like, it's a tie game, but he looks really pissed at his team right now. He looks very unhappy.
That they should be up, or
maybe that it should be a blowout. There, I said it.
Okay, fair enough.
That's what it is. I mean,
I'd be more pissed at Anderson because of all the rebounds that he's letting up here.
Yeah, and I mean, Akira Schmid, if you look at both goals he's given up, you could make an argument that he could have stopped one of them or two of them. I don't know. It's tough to say.
Right. No, that's fair. Also, just a dancing mom behind Rod Brindamore.
I saw that too. Yeah, they showed it on here too.
She's going to town.
He's having a ball.
Early happy Mother's Day to all the great mothers out there.
Absolutely. Happy Mother's Day to all the lovely mothers out there. You guys are the best. As now the Hurricanes come in, Kotkaniemi will backhand it behind the Devils' net. Dougie gets to it first. Siegenthaler chips it over to McLeod, and here come the Devils the other way. Timo Meier waits. He stops, still with the puck. Meier throws it around. That puck bounces in front. Devils regain it now. McLeod fighting along now. McLeod chips it over to Timo Meier. He stops, looking, backhands it behind the net, and Carolina gets to it. They'll bounce it off the boards, and they're able to finally get it out. Martinook feeds it over to Jesper Fast, and Fast will chip it over, but he can't get it to his teammate, and Hamilton will go back for New Jersey. Hamilton avoids the big-time hit, gets it over to Timo, who bounces it off, but Carolina will go back and retrieve it here. Does it feel like a little bit here, and I feel like I'm about to eat my words in a second, but does it feel like both teams are playing a little bit like they're trying hard just not to make a mistake in their own zone?
I was just going to say that. It's just like it's not trying to cause and force a mistake, right? Because that's what could change the tide here, and that's what could force it.
Well, right now the Hurricanes have the puck in the O-zone. Jarvis fighting along with it. Puck comes out. Nico Hischier trying to get it out of the zone, and he's able to actually get it out. It's a foot race now to the puck. Bratt is able to get to it, feeds it to Malone with a shot. That would have stopped rebound try, and it's kicked aside by Anderson.
What a try, man.
What an opportunity for Andre Palat. What a pass from Jesper Bratt. Palat coming back into the zone, but he gets knocked down by a Carolina player. And that's a good hit. That I don't know. Someone lost their helmet on Carolina.
What a game! What a game so far!
What a game! Oh, certainly. But that pass from Jesper Bratt as he's falling down and getting it to Palat, who was wide open, is crazy. As that puck comes all the way out to Schmidt, he played it, but the ref blows the whistle for a face-off with 10:16 to go.
That was all. That was all.
Pearson. We'll see it again. Bratt is in a foot race with Aho on that play. As he's falling down, gets it. Honestly, not a bad shot from Palat, although he tried to go 5-hole.
I would have liked to see him go a little bit higher, though. If he was trying not going 5-hole, like you said, I would have liked to see him go a little bit higher above the pad just to see if he can get above it. But still, it was a good chance. But it was a great save by Anderson.
Yeah, I think Brent Burns might have been the one that laid that hit afterwards on Palat. Mike Brown is having a heart attack as we speak. You might want to get that checked out.
Are you having a heart attack? Are you doing okay?
I'm like half and half. Is that shot off the face-off from Burns is gloved by Schmidt? I think I'm more like
next goal is going to win it, Neil.
That's the way I look at it. Yeah,
that's the way I see it too.
Here we go. All-time postseason point leaders for players born in the Czech Republic. Andre Palat is fourth all-time with 101. Patrick Elias, former New Jersey Devil, is in third with 125. David Krejci is in second with 128. And you want to take a guess as to who has the most in Czechia history?
Is it Chara?
No.
No, he's not Czechia. Fuck. Give me a hint.
He had a sick mullet back in the day, in the 90s.
What?
Okay. Let me see. Here's a good one. Here's a good. No, this will be obvious. He's still playing professional hockey as we speak, but he's not in the NHL. Yes.
Yager.
Yager has 201 points, the most by any Czech Republic-born player in NHL history in the playoffs.
You said it was obvious, and I'm like, I don't know.
Well, I feel like it is, but okay, maybe not. Right?
Wait, is Chara Slovakian?
Or
now, like I don't know how.
I don't know. I'm going to look that up when we have a break in the action here.
It's technically Czechia now, right?
Yeah, it's Czechia.
I don't remember how it works, but yeah.
Yeah, it's Czechia now, which is, it's fine with me. That's why I said Czechia, and then I said Czech Republic, just so that people, because not everybody knows that now they're called. I think that started at last year's World Juniors. They said we want to be called Czechia. Right. As Bastian couldn't keep it in as he's called for offsides with 9.5 minutes to go in the third period here, as we are we are slowly making our way towards the late parts of the third period.
Before we go to the comments here, we're looking at the stats here. The one that jumps out to me real quick was block shots. Got 13 for the Devils so far, and it's really shown. I think they're playing very well defensively.
I think Lindy Ruff is definitely going to look at this game, win or lose, and say that he's very proud of his team, that they fought to the very end. They're fighting to the very end. And I think Carolina's probably getting a lot of, I think the Devils are earning a lot of respect from Carolina right now because they're not going down without a fight. It kind of feels similar in a way, actually, Kyle, to how the Islanders fought in Game 5 when they were down 3-1 to Carolina and ultimately won the game and forced the Game 6 back in Belmont. So it's kind of funny how this series, in terms of who's won one, which game or another, it's falling for Carolina. It's the same thing. Mullet was a dead giveaway. It wasn't a dead giveaway.
And he never played for Germany,
I don't think he played for Germany. Not in the Olympics. Not that I think of. Why would he? I
No,
don't think he's German at all.
Do you want me to look it up just to make sure? Like we're not.
Sure, you can.
No, because you had no. They had the sound on the TV. No,
Yeah.
I'm not looking it up. Screw it.
No,
That's what it is.
It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
But
Nick. Oh, we just forgot. Oh, Slick Nick.
what's up, man?
We're doing
Good
great.
to see you. Hope you're doing well.
Hope you are doing
Honestly,
well.
I'm honestly doing really well. Like, that's just where
You're
I'm at.
handling this really well.
Thank you. Well,
You
I mean,
are.
like, again, I think like I've talked about it before, like when the Devils started this series against the Hurricanes, that the Devils in many ways were playing with house money because nobody expected them to get this far. Obviously, you're selfish and you want them to go all the way. But again, this is still the first year of this team opening their window of contention to win a Stanley Cup. And I mean, obviously, right now, they're in as good of a chance to win this game. I mean, they get the next goal. Right. Who knows what could happen after that? I mean, for either team, it's going to be nerve-wracking whoever gets the next goal. It won't be nerve-wracking if it ends up being the overtime game winner. It'll be more nerve-wracking if somebody scores at this point in the third period, and then you're just kind of, as a fan, you're kind of just like clock watching. You're just staring at that clock the whole time.
I like I like what you mentioned there earlier. Like the Devils do look good going, like into the offseason, into next season. They're positioned very well. Carolina, I feel like Carolina has to win it now. Like they're in a really good position to try to win the
They got to get pretty close. As Marino with a shot that gets blocked. Mine actually got blocked by McLeod. Long feed there is intercepted by Meyer. Marino now gets it over to Luke Hughes. Hughes with a nice feed to Meyer. Just missed him. But now Meyer goes to the right corner. He'll get to it first. Backhands it around. Nico Hischier falls down. Taken away by Carolina. And now they look to come the other way. Seth Jarvis slowly makes his way, and he'll flip it into the left corner here as Marino and Nason fight for it. Now Jarvis, puck comes over. Aho, scramble there. Both teams whacking at it. Ref looking for the puck, and he finally blows the whistle, and Schmid's got it.
Like, he should have blew that a while ago. Like, he's gone, right? Like, he's gone.
Yeah. Especially, like, when you clearly see that both teams are just kind of pushing at it and you don't see the puck,
you got to blow it.
You can bet 9 times out of 10 that puck is under the goalie somewhere.
Yeah, here, you'll get a good view here. You got pushed over, blah, blah, blah. Like, it's in front of him, clearly. And then he found it.
Yeah.
And that's what the ref probably saw there. Like, he saw his glove move. He's like, yeah, I see it, got to cover it. So, and that's what the ref probably saw there. So,
and you'll notice as well is that anytime we get like both teams kind of bunched up together, they'll push like a tiny bit, but neither team right now wants to make any sort of stupid play that's going to cost them a penalty and force them to go to the penalty box.
Got it. Okay.
Now Miles Wood backhands it around. Lazar gets to it. Now to Bastian. Bastian chips it to Lazar. Curtis Lazar, he stops, fighting along with Pesci, gets knocked down. No penalty. Graves can't keep it in. Then backhands it in anyway. And then we'll get a whistle here for an offsides as the Devils touched it with 7:47 to go in this third. So this is no.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Shots are currently 25 apiece, by the way, between both teams. I think we've only had like maybe 5 or 6 shots overall on goal in this period.
So Carolina is 6-4. They have a 6-4 record with Sebastian Aho in the lineup in potential series clinching games. So with Sebastian Aho in the lineup, they are 6-4.
That's good. That's good. I mean, it's over 500.
Yep, just barely.
So there's that. That's true. Luke Hughes now with the puck, and Luke Hughes tried to get it into the zone, but he ends up taking it offsides. So another offsides call here against the Devils with 7:40 to go in this third period.
Right there, if you're Luke Hughes, you got to decide. You got to try to force yourself. If you're at the red line just about to pass it, okay, you got to find a way to fire it in. If not, you got to push yourself through.
I think he tried to dump it in, but I think he got a stick lifted and then just couldn't stop his momentum there.
That kid is having the time of his life right now. Did you see that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
he's loving it.
Yeah, he's loving life right now. I love to see it.
Eric Haula had 4 goals and 2 assists in round 1. He has yet to register a point in this series. Again, he is a former Hurricane, and obviously Hurricanes fans have certain choice words for Eric Haula. We kind of talked about it at the beginning of this series.
Yeah.
But then you look at Dougie Hamilton, and everyone says, oh, we love Dougie. even now.
I was going to mention this earlier. It is such a very even game. Shots are 25-25. We got a 2-2 game. Like, if you look on the stats here, too, it's pretty much evened out for the most part.
It's pretty much at this point, it's all about now who wants it more.
Yes, and the misses, too, like, it's evened out as well as for that. And, yeah, you're right. Who wants it more? Who's going to make that one mistake and who's going to want it more?
Still full. Again, Hurricanes fans. We love Dougie. Like, I don't know. There you go. Dougie Hamilton is a very liked player on multiple teams, so that must be a good sign.
I don't like him. I don't really like him.
I don't think. Yeah, I was going to say. I think he's disliked in maybe Boston and Calgary? Question mark.
Not the biggest fan, but
yeah, Kyle's not the biggest fan. How did he get from Calgary to Carolina? What was that? The Noah Hannafin deal?
He was involved in the deal with Noah Hannafin and Elias Lindholm.
And Noah Hannafin is where now? Is a shot there from Carolina goes wide. Where is Noah?
Still with us, but I think we're trying to ship him.
Well, I mean, is it fair to say now that Calgary's in a rebuild or no? Are we going for that? Is it tough to say?
It's too early. It's too early to say. We don't know. I think but they were talking real quick. I won't go long about it, but maybe I'll wait.
Oh my God, he lost the puck, and that shot by Thoughts goes wide. Oh, Akira Schmidt, he was delayed on that play, and he nearly coughed it up. Well, he did, but that shot went wide. Martinook with a shot that gets blocked. Dougie dives to clear it out. That shot again by Carolina is fought off by Schmidt. Devils desperately need to get it out, and they do.
Oh, could you imagine? And open net, and that type of game ends. Oh my God.
Both goaltenders in this game, at least once, have done that.
Yes.
Where they nearly did that. As we get an icing here against the Devils, 6:09 to go in the third. Got to be honest with you, though, Kyle, in the last couple of minutes, Carolina has really started to create some really good opportunities. Jesper Fast, second time tonight, he has missed a wide open net.
It wasn't even Schmidt. It was Kotkaniemi who took it off of Schmidt's stick behind the net, and that's what created the chance in front.
And I think Michael McLeod might have gotten a piece on that Fast shot, which might have disrupted it and why it went wide of the net. Michael McLeod, by the way, has had a phenomenal game overall. Defensively, creating chances in the offensive zone, winning faceoffs. He has been a gamer in this one.
6:09 left here in the third period. Shots are 27-25 Carolina here as overtime is inching closer.
As the faceoff won here by New Jersey. As Mercer gets to it, he'll get it out of zone. Michael McLeod now has won 12 of his 15 faceoffs tonight. He has been an absolute unit.
Yeah, absolutely.
That one goes off the boards and back out.
I was going to say, that wasn't Schmidt's fault. It was obviously losing the puck. He had that stick, but obviously he's got to be more careful with it. So
now Carolina intercepts it, comes back into the offensive zone. Sebastian Aho, he waits, still with it now. Backhands it over to Stefan Nason. Nason lost the puck and is taken away easily by New Jersey. Bratt will flip it up and out of the zone. Nico Hischier almost was able to control it. Now Aho comes back in. Aho tried to toe drag, intercepted by Nico Hischier. Devils come the other way. Bratt comes up the right side, has a step, stops, waits, turns around again into the right corner. He's using the body. He gets knocked off the puck by Brady Shea, and now the Hurricanes will come the other way now.
That's such a good play by Shea. That's such a good play.
Great play by Shea. As now gets it over, and oh boy, Nico Hischier blows a tire there. Can they still get it out of the zone here? Both teams whacking at it. Now gets it to Stastny. Stastny wraps it around the boards. Over and out of Shea. Shea, wrist shot. That one is stopped by Schmidt. Scramble, both teams whacking at it. It gets blocked. Hurricanes now with it. Wrap it around. It bounces over. Has an opportunity. Waits. Turnaround shot gets blocked into the right corner. May have actually hit the post. The ref waved his arms like no. So maybe it did hit the post. 28 now with the puck for Carolina. Taken away by the Devils. Can they get it out? They can. Right now, Kyle, it really does feel like the Devils are just playing on their heels.
They are. Carolina's been all over them for probably 75% of this period so far. It's been all Carolina.
With a high glove save, and he'll just stop it with 4:22 to go in this one.
With Bratt having that chance earlier, that was a really good play by Brady just to knock him off, get it, scoop it, see you later, let's go back the other way. So I thought that was a really good play by him.
Yeah, no, it was a tremendous play. And right now, I mean, you look at this and you say to yourself, I mean, this is it. I mean, this is it. I mean, it feels like
one goal, man.
Either someone's going to get a goal late in this period, or we're going to have to go to overtime.
Oh, we got a heart. Oh,
Well, we got a couple. Wow, we got a bunch of likes and hearts on Facebook. Thank you guys so much. We have 138 people in here right now. Love
Yeah.
it.
So
Thank
we don't have another stream tonight because the Kraken guys were busy. They will be doing the stream Saturday for Game 6. That'll be in Seattle. So go make sure to check that out. That'll be after our stream, possibly if the Devils can find a way to win this game and force a game.
Yes, there will be a Game 6 Devils Hurricanes on this channel if necessary.
Got it.
Again, Saturday afternoon at 4 p.m.
If
So
necessary. And then Toronto will be home tomorrow night to take on the Panthers for Game 5. We have another stream going on for that. And then I just haven't put it up yet, but I believe there will be another stream for Game 5 between the Oilers and the Golden Knights tomorrow night. So we got one. We're consistent now. We're good to go.
We are.
And hit the like. Let's go. Let's go.
Hit that like button. Also, hit that notification bell so you get notified every time we go live here on the Hockey Podcast Network YouTube channel, which we're live on here every day during the Stanley Cup playoffs.
And probably will be more. Like as we get into the conference finals, you can bet we'll be doing like every single game on both sides. No question. Whatever it is, we'll be doing it.
So we're back from commercial break here at least. Well, TNT is at least.
I'm not. I got a Canadian Tire commercial going on.
You got Canadian Tire. Gotta love it. So yeah, I mean, this is we are now down to the nitty gritty here. I mean, both teams tied at 2. This has been a phenomenal game for both teams, and right now, even with 4.5 minutes to go, it really now is. I think it's very fair to say that next goal is going to win this game.
You got it. Just Stoffel bringing up here real quick that this is a coach that Brittany conditioning players still have gas in the tank in the third. Dude ride a stationary bike after every game. Rods, that guy's jacked.
Oh yeah, it's a shot there from the Hurricanes is stopped and covered by Schmidt off the face-off.
I told you Schmidt was going to be good tonight too. I don't care how this game ends. You got to feel good about how Akira Schmidt played tonight for the most part. Maybe outside of the one goal that he let in, he's been really good tonight.
Oh, no question.
And too. So
yeah, and they showed. I remember the first time they really talked about Rob Brindamore and like his overall conditioning, like just him personally, bro. He's in better shape, honestly, than probably half of his team. Just overall, absolute unit. As that puck deflects to Bastion, and then Anderson will just play it into the left corner. Now the Hurricanes and Devils fighting for it. Now Wood gets it. Miles Wood, backhand try, and that one goes wide. Oh, good opportunity from Miles Wood. He gets it back. Gets it over to Luke Hughes. He gets around the defender. Luke Hughes with the puck. Short angle try is fought up by Anderson. Puck is bouncing up. Where is it? Finally bounces over to the left side. Luke Hughes tries to keep it in, and it comes out of the zone, and Marino will go back for New Jersey.
So we'll give our picks if this goes to overtime. There's still 3 minutes and 37 seconds left.
Based on what I'm wearing, I think you all know my answer. I don't know if I have to say
I'm going to give both sides because I'm unbiased.
That's fair. Shots right now, 29-25 as we get an icing here against Carolina with 3:22 to go in the third.
Oh, want to hear a cool story today? I saw a bear.
Sure.
Yeah. Saw a bear today.
You saw what type of bear?
Black bear. Yeah.
Nice.
I think it was a cub. So because we're just driving along with our buddies and we're like, oh my God, there's like a baby. It was a baby cub bus. And we're like, let's go out and see it. And I'm like, are you guys stupid? No, where's the mama? Like,
let's go and touch it. Let's go and touch the bear.
Oh my God, let's go.
Now Dougie Hamilton wrist shot, and that one is gloved and covered by Anderson off a shot from Dougie Hamilton.
Was that Winnie the Pooh?
Was that? Yeah, right. Where's the honey?
Where's the honey?
Where's the honey? No, it's Yogi Bear.
Oh my God, I forgot about Yogi Bear. Bro, or no, the bear that has to prevent you from causing forest fires.
Bro, oh, that's true, right? Smokey the Bear.
Smokey the Bear, thank you.
Smokey the Bear, yeah.
He's my favorite.
Boy, Luke Hughes, man, has had a tremendous game, and like you said before, he's got to be on cloud 9 right now with how things have gone for him. I mean, he goes from being in the NCAA tournament, semifinals, which he was in the Frozen Four, which is obviously a lot of pressure. And then just a couple of weeks later, he's playing in an elimination game in the second round of the Stanley Cup playoffs.
Do you see it really beneficial that like a lot of these guys, like so Luke Hughes, Matthew Nyes, and so on, like as soon as they're done their college tournament, they go to the playoffs and they perform well? Like, do you see that more beneficial going forward?
Really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think it also shows, by the way, Kyle, that college hockey is starting to become a more viable route. I mean, granted, a lot of guys are going to go to juniors. We understand that. But there's a lot of guys that also go and play in college, and they still come. Mikhail Makar, one of the top 3 defensemen in the NHL. He went to the University of Denver. He's a college hockey product.
Right.
I mean,
for those of you in Canada wondering, because they have, or maybe I'll wait here because they got a chance here.
Right, is Luke Hughes with a shot that might have gone to Anderson, not sure. Is Timo Meier trying to keep it in? He can't. So now the Devils get to it, 2:47 to go in the period. Puck bounces around. It'll go back into the Devils' zone. Kind of starting to see a little bit, Kyle, over the last 2 minutes or so. The Devils are starting to put a little bit of pressure in the offensive zone here, a little bit.
Yeah, they've been doing that for the last 2 minutes here, and I think they got to keep it up here because you don't want to give Carolina any sort of momentum too with the last 2 minutes.
Oh, now an opportunity feeds it in front, and that one is stopped. Schmidt gets knocked down. He gets back up. Carolina retains it. Jarvis gets it. Drive from Shea deflects up into the left corner and out of play. Woo.
What I tell you, man, you gotta be on your toes and be ready for that.
I was terrified they were to call and you know what I gotta say? I gotta say this. Shout out to the refs. They've called 2 penalties all night long. They have done a really good job of just letting these teams play.
It's been really, and you know what? It was 2 penalties that needed to be called.
What a play by Dougie Hamilton, by the way. He just knocked the stick down from Jarvis on that shot. He just prevented him from getting a shot on goal there. What a play defensively.
It's been a great game overall. Right? Nobody's complaining about the refs, which they shouldn't be because they made 2 good calls and they're just letting them play out, man. But mind you guys, they will have to make they'll call one if they see it.
There's a shot off the draw there from Aho, goes winding back out into the Carolina zone. That was a great shot from Aho. Just couldn't get it on net.
Neil, this is the biggest 2 minutes of your season right here.
Yep.
Pressure. Yep.
There's Aho. Deflection by Shea is stopped and covered by Schmid. Minute 57 to go.
Devils have to survive this now because they know
I think at this point
on their feet. Now they're going to call timeout. They're going to get some plan together, and they're going to push here to try to get this.
I think if you're the Devils, you may just be hoping for overtime with the way this third period at the end has been.
It's been all Carolina. Almost deflected as Schmidt covered it up. Sebastian Aho almost had the tip.
My God, this is
Christ.
And I'm going to tell you right now, whoever scores the goal, it's going to be a deflection or a scramble in front. That's what I think it's going to be.
Yeah, I totally agree.
That's my guess. As now the Hurricanes have it, bounce it around the boards, gets it over now to Derek Stepan. Derek Stepan still with the puck, gets it top of the point. Now to Slavin. Slavin waits. Now over to Birds. Birds, wrist shot gets blocked, and it's taken away. Shot there from Stepan, and he shot it wide. Oh, I don't know how he didn't get it on net at least.
You got to clear that, man. He whiffed on it completely.
You have to clear that, yes. Yeah. Slavin back in. Tries to chip it over. Slavin gets it back. Stastny bounces around the boards. Wood gets it to Bastian. Bastian, he can't. Well, he sort of got it out. Now Nate just comes right back in. Nate just around. Gets it. Right corner feeds it in front. Good play there by Marino. Both teams whacking at it. Drury then flipped up and out of the zone here as we have 1 minute to go. 1 minute to go in this third. Game tied at 2. Next goal pretty much is going to win this game. As now, puck comes around. John Marino chips it around the boards to Michael McLeod. McLeod and a couple of Hurricanes players fighting within 46 seconds to go in the third. Puck comes out to the top. Over now. Waits. Pesci. Wrist shot goes wide. Gets it over. Brady Shea gets it over to his teammate. Beats the top of the point. Drive from Pesci, and that one goes wide. Michael McLeod will get to it, and he'll be able to get it out of the zone. Mercer and Wood trying to chip it out. Puck comes back in. That was a good hit. 23 seconds to go. Dougie Hamilton over now to Siegenthaler. Siegenthaler chips it to Mercer out of the zone. Hurricanes get to it. Slavin now. 14 seconds to go. Slavin waits, feeds it in front, and that's deflected wide. 10 seconds to go in the period. Dougie Hamilton trying to get to it. Nason whips on the pass. 5 seconds to go. Devils trying to get it out of the zone. They will. And ladies and gentlemen, game 5 is going to overtime.
Holy shit, man. You had to survive that. That was such a good...
Oh, my brain. My heart. Michael McLeod, by the way, got absolute... By the way, how is that not a penalty?
For what? The McLeod hit?
Actually, no, never mind. From that angle, Shea got him elbow to elbow. That's a clean hit. Sorry. And Michael McLeod is hunched over as he's making his way to the locker room. Jeez. But holy crap.
Such a good check, man. He got his head down, too. That was a
good check.
Great hit. Holy
It's a
crap!
good Jack
What
and
pressure
Salt.
as we are going to overtime.
So now we know for a fact the next goal wins, and it's either going to be a series clincher
Okay.
or it's going to be a series extender. That's what we're going to find out. I know. Was that a stretch? No, was that a stretch?
Yes.
All right, fair enough. So, Kyle, should we go to commercial break before we continue here?
Yes.
All right, fair enough. So while we get a break in the action and take a breath, we're going to step aside for a moment to get a word from our sponsor.
I feel like we're gonna be in one right now, Neil.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah. Well, welcome everybody here to the third intermission report of our game, Devils Hurricanes game number 5. And the reason that we are in the third intermission report is because, Kyle, we have overtime to decide if this series ends tonight or if we got a game 6 in 2 days. So, Kyle, how the hell did we get here?
It's been an even game so far. It's been, but also too, I think on both parties, it's the missed opportunities. This game could have been over, but it was obviously the missed opportunities that we saw on both sides. Where yes, it deservingly so should be in overtime here, but a lot of missed opportunities on both ends. But we've seen it all game long, where it's been good goaltending now after a good response after each goal kind of went in. It's been really good blocking on both sides. It's been good pressure, especially on Carolina towards the end of it. They're just showing the highlight here, Neil, for Carolina's Game 6 winner in overtime. So
we'll show that on here on TNT. They're just showing the highlights from the third period.
But yeah, I think it's been even Steven, man. It's been so even Steven throughout, and I think we deserve to be where we're at right now, and I'm not surprised. So maybe before we kind of get to the comments and maybe your thoughts too, I'll really quick, because I feel like I'm going to forget here, just give our prediction for. I'm just going to give you a prediction for who scores on both teams because I'm unbiased. Obviously, you're going to.
No, you're unbiased, so I'll give you that. Yep.
So I'll go New Jersey first. I'm going to pick. Let's see here. I'll go with Jack Hughes. I think he'll go. I think he'll get one.
Okay.
I think Jack Hughes will get one. You got to pick a big guy. I like Natchez for Carolina.
Natchez, okay.
I was going to say Kotkaniemi, but I'll say Natchez. Yeah, I'll go with Natchez.
All right.
Go ahead. How have we gotten here, Neil?
Well, I mean, you start back in the first period. Both teams kind of got off to, I feel like Carolina got off to a really good start, had an early power play, had a couple of great chances to score, but didn't cash in. And then the Devils got a goal late in the period from Dawson Mercer that made it 1-0 after 20. And then both teams traded some goals in the second period. Kotkaniemi, just to less than a minute into the second period, tied it up at 1 on a deflection goal. Later on in that period, Timo Meier would score on a rebound on the power play, which made it 2-1. Then with 38 seconds to go in the period, Brent Burns got himself his second goal of the playoffs that tied it at 2. And then the third period, I think through the first 11, 12 minutes of that period, both teams played more timid, not trying to do too much, not trying to, make a mistake that could, obviously cost them the game.
Right.
And then Carolina started to really get going there. The Devils had a couple of decent chances. Palat had one wide open and he could not cash in. Couple of different chances for Carolina, but both Freddie Anderson and Akira Schmid have been nothing but rock solid tonight. And after 60 minutes of play, we need more than 60 to determine this one. And I said, regardless of what happens, we're going to get a dramatic finish.
Always, and that's what we wanted. We're finally getting our wish here. Also,
finally getting a good game. Yeah.
Put in the comments, guys, just what you think, who you think is going to score for both teams tonight. I'm not having any. I'm having some water tonight. I'm just kind of.
I'm sorry. Sorry.
What happened?
I was going to say. Stoffel says he's going with Aho to win it. I'll star that.
Does he not even want to say who might score for the Devils if it happens?
No, I don't think he will. I'll be more unbiased. I'll give one for both teams. So
you don't have to. I'm just putting.
No,
it
I don't.
You don't have to.
Look, man, as a broadcaster, you got to be fair. That's the way I look at it. Yeah. So I think for me, really quickly, in terms of Carolina, who do I think will score? I'm going to say Jordan Martinook. Martinook's had a phenomenal series, and you mentioned it before. Back in November, he was put on waivers. And now he currently is 1 point away from tying the franchise record for most points in a single series.
That's a great pick, man.
He has 10 points, and he has had a relatively quiet game. And I say relatively quiet like he hasn't scored. Other than he's had a couple of good opportunities, but he's had a great series. And I think that he's the type of guy that you would expect. In terms of New Jersey, you know what? I'll give you a shocking pick. It's not going to be any of the top guys.
It's going to be a fourth line player, isn't it?
I'm going to go with Miles Wood to get the game.
I knew you were going to say that.
I think it's going to be, if it has to be somebody on this Devils team, it's not going to be one of the top guys. I'll be pleasantly surprised if it is, but I'm going to go with Miles Wood to get the winner in overtime.
Cool. Stoffel picked one for New Jersey. He also agrees with me and Jack Hughes. We got Andrew saying Burns and McLeod. I was going to.
No, Michael McLeod.
Burns is a good pick too. That's actually I like those two. Those are two good selections. Yeah, guys. Who you got for game winner tonight?
Yeah, Andrew H is going to go with Dougie for the Devils. Okay. I would ask Stoffel, if Dougie Hamilton gets the game winner in overtime, do you still like Dougie? Do you still like him after that?
Well, he got an OT winner in game 3 against the Rangers, if you remember that, right? That wasn't too long ago.
I do. It's his only goal of the playoffs so far.
So, if it I can't even ask this question. I feel like it's wrong. But if it goes,
ask the question. It's okay.
If it goes 6, would you go to the Rock?
Would I go to the game?
Yeah. Or would you do the stream here?
It's tough. It's enticing. Don't get me wrong.
It is enticing. That's why I say it.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see.
We'll see. Again, don't answer that.
I will probably make that decision tomorrow. Not thinking about it now because obviously we got a game. We still have an overtime to play. But 4:00 game though. Whose bright idea was that?
You got Kevin BX saying, "I'm going to pick Jack Drury to score for Carolina in overtime."
I love the memes that Kevin BX brings to the hockey world.
Oh, I know he's so funny. He's great.
He's hilarious.
But it's dude, why? Obviously, anybody can score whatever on any given day and that sort of thing, especially in overtime. Anything can happen, garbage puck and all that. But it's okay, I expect maybe a little bit of a better pick. Not knocking Jack Drury or anything, but.
In overtime, I always say pick a guy you don't expect because that's how it works. By the way, they're showing some highlights of how we got here. There are so many Dougie Hamilton Canes jerseys that I see people wearing tonight. I just think that's great.
Yikes.
Yeah, I was like, that's crazy. I don't know if you saw, I think it was game 1 or 2 of this series. Somebody down in the lower bowl had a Shane Goss Despair Flyers jersey, right?
Yes.
Goss Despair. And so the Hurricanes
Whoa.
mascot and the team, they came to him and they gave him it wasn't a Goss Despair jersey, but they
I
gave him
saw
a
that.
blank,
Yeah,
like black Canes jersey. And I thought that was cool. I really wish they would have given him a Goss Despair one because I feel like that would have been
that would have been sick.
perfect. But I will say this fun fact: when I was at Game 3 with my girlfriend, sitting to the left of us was this adorable little kid,
Okay.
and he was wearing a Arizona Coyotes Kachina Shane Goss Despair jersey. It
Yes.
was the best thing ever, right? So I walk by him to go to like get food, and he points at me and says, "Your team has 3 points right now." I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Is it the most adorable little kid ever?"
Yeah.
So like every time Goss Despair was on the ice or like had the puck, this kid would
Right.
just be like, "Come on, come on!"
I would have loved it if that kid just goes like, "Yeah, fuck your New Jersey Devils."
Oh no,
Like
that's the worst. Is when like, you
5-year-old
say hi
voice
to
is
the kid
like,
and then he
"What?
like just tells you like go screw, and you're just like,
Yeah, go screw yourself."
I remember I went
I
to
gotta go to school tomorrow.
yeah right. I gotta get up at like 7:30 tomorrow, loser.
That's so
Um,
funny.
by the way, in case you guys want to know the live odds from DraftKings Sportsbook for which team will win Game 5, Devils are at plus 105, while Carolina is at minus 135. Those are the live odds. And again, shout out to DraftKings Sportsbook for being the official sports betting partner of THPN. And again, use our promo code THPN when you sign up. And they're actually showing on TNT, they're showing the Stars taking the ice. Game number 5 between Dallas and Seattle is starting in about 3.5 minutes. Interestingly enough, Max Domi is not playing for Dallas.
Injury? Or
He's in a suit. I mean, I don't know what I missed with that.
no, maybe he got injured. I must have missed the news too, but okay.
He leads. That's tough because he leads the series with 2 goals and 5 assists in 4 games. So,
what food did you get at the game the other day, and how much did it cost?
yeah, Mia. So
For game 3 or whatever it was.
Yeah. So me and my girlfriend got these like tater tots with, I think it was it was fries. Excuse me, fries with like cheese and like caramelized onions. Never had it before at the Rock, and it was I think in total because we both got one. I think it was like $30. So about what I would expect.
Was it big?
About what I would expect. It was a big amount too. Don't get me wrong. It was like a big amount. So yeah, no, I mean it was good. I thought it was pretty good.
Cool. We took a day trip today, in Northern Ontario. Anyway, people probably wouldn't know it, but we went to one of the world's most famous fish and chips places, where people would literally, because it's a huge dock, like it's a big port where this town is. Anyway, so people would literally boat in, right, and sometimes specifically stop, fill up their gas, and eat at this fish and chips place specifically.
Nice.
And I had them today, and I'm like, man, I can see why. It's pretty good.
It sounds like a really cool place. I love that. I absolutely love that.
Are you a big fish and chips guy?
Oh yeah, 100%. There's this restaurant like about half hour, 45 minutes ish away from me called Wharfside, and it's very similar. You could dock your boat and walk right up into like the restaurant or like the bar area, and it's really great to sit outside, especially on a nice day like it was today here in New Jersey. It was great, absolutely great.
Yeah, we had a gorgeous day too. It was awesome. Well, it looks like we're getting back to the action.
50 seconds. TNT has a thing on their ticker during the intermission. 45 seconds until the start of overtime. So they're just like, this is how it's going. Yeah, this is how it's going. So here we go. Postseason overtime records, Kyle.
Skylar
Devils are
Brendamore
19-29.
Rallying the crowd here. He's doing the, what do we call it, the noise machine or whatever. Skylar Brendamore, the kid of Rod Brendamore, Rod the Bot, is rallying the troops here in
Devils
in
are 19-29 all time in overtimes in the playoffs. That's the second worst in the NHL.
We don't know the source, by the way. Sorry for Domi playing. Like, you just saw him in a suit, you said, so we don't know what happened.
I just saw him in a suit, and he was being interviewed by Catherine Tappan, so I don't really know what the deal is with that. Here we go, guys. Next goal, 1,000% wins this game. Does this series end tonight, or do the Devils force a Game 6 back in New Jersey on Saturday? We are just about ready to find out. 2-2 going into overtime. Both teams are at center ice. Puck is dropped, and this overtime session is underway. So here we go.
I love it.
Fasten your seatbelts, unless it's like a really early end to this overtime, which then, okay. Timo Meier throws it in front, couldn't get it on net. Luke Hughes with the puck. He still has it, throws it backhand shot, gets blocked. Puck goes around the boards. Michael McLeod can't keep it in. Here come the Hurricanes the other way. Jesper Fast may have a step in the right corner, wraps it around the boards, gets to the Martinook. Martinook, touch pass by Fast. Puck comes over to Chatfield. Now over to Kotkaniemi. Kotkaniemi being hounded there. Puck comes out. Devils try to get to it. They do. They'll flip it high up into the air. And a swat pass there by Carolina. Puck again bounces up in the air. And we get a stop here for, I would believe, a hand pass.
Bro, I'm nervous, and I don't even have a horse in this race.
If I was like if we were doing a game where neither one of us are fans, my heart would still be racing.
Right. Like, I literally have no horse in this race, and I'm still like, what's going to happen? What's going on?
Yep.
Like, who's going to do it? Like,
Seattle, by the way, Kraken and Stars Game 5 just got underway over in Dallas. So there you go. And that game, you guys will be able to check it out on the national TVs on TNT and Sportsnet, I'm guessing. As Brad feeds it, Seagather shot! And he rang it off the post or deflected up out of play, but he could not score.
I think he hit the crossbar.
Whoa. Are they going to show a replay?
Real quick, guys. Game 6 for Kraken and Stars. We will be streaming Saturday night.
Did he hit the post or not?
No, it got tipped. It looked like it hit
the post. Tipped. What a play. Who was that? Sebastian Aho, the great stick block there. Good play there by Aho. Yeah. Face-off won there by the Hurricanes. Burns will flip it out of the zone. High puck in, and it's going to go back down into the Devils zone, and it will be an icing. Devils in series elimination games are 2-2. Hurricanes in series clinching games are 6-4. So I feel like not a lot is on the Devils' side going into this.
Well, I mean, anything can happen, right?
It's as they say in New Jersey, anything can happen in Jersey. They really do say that.
Do they say? Okay, I was like,
it's actually it's the New Jersey Lottery. That's their slogan. So that's what it is.
Got it. Okay, got it.
Here we go. Face-off on the left dot. Face-off won by the Devils. Wrist shot from Dougie Hamilton misses the net. And now the Hurricanes will look to come the other way. Tries to flip it. Now Nason fighting along there with Siegenthaler. Both guys at it. Dougie Hamilton gets it out of the zone. Now it's a foot race to the puck. Who's going to get there? Burns will get there first. Being hounded by Tatar. Makes a long feed. And it actually goes on net to Schmid. Siegenthaler will play it. Puck comes out in front of the takeaway. Shot from Natchez is stopped by Schmid and no cover. Woo!
Almost had that pick right, too. I almost had Natchez.
You almost had it right, yeah.
Had it. Oh, my God.
What do I win if Aho's shot gets deflected in by Jack Hughes? The satisfaction?
You get an ass kicking.
You get You get a punch. You get the satisfaction. That's what you get.
The satisfaction of winning.
of winning the game. Right, yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Kira Schmid making a big-time save there. Face-off will be to the right of Schmid here in the Devils zone. About a minute, about 91 seconds exactly into this overtime, first overtime period. Oh, yeah, that's already been trademarked, yes.
Oh, good. Okay, good.
Yeah, I've already seen a bunch of shirts, and the Devils' social media account has said it a bunch. That puck comes over to the left side. Jordan Stahl gets it top of the point. Now gets it Gostisbehere with a shot that gets blocked. Now it's taken away by the Devils. Long pass here, and just out of the reach of Miles Wood. He would have had a step. Anderson plays it around the boards. Puck comes out. It's taken away by Bastian. Nate Bastian stops. Still with it now. Behind the net. Wait. Run for a chance to stop. Scramble in front, and Anderson covers.
Oh, this fourth line man's been the best line all series long. It's been unbelievable.
Look, if they end up being the ones that win the game for this team, it wouldn't even be a shock.
I wouldn't be surprised either. No, not at all.
It would just be like, okay.
Man.
Nate Bastian, he actually scored the first goal for the Devils in this series way back in game 1. I say way back like it was like 2 weeks ago, and it was like a couple days ago.
Yeah, a week ago.
A couple of days ago, right, exactly. Wasn't that long ago.
Okay.
Oh, boy. Both teams.
How you feeling, Neil?
Doing
okay?
I'm okay.
All right.
Yeah, I'm okay. As now drive by Graves. That one's deflected, but Anderson makes the save, and then what the hell? Nico just goes right into Anderson, and then everybody's
Was he pushed in or just by accident? Yeah, like they're not.
Yeah, like Nico could not stop himself from getting that.
Maybe he like tripped on his skate or something. I think he caught an edge, but
yeah, good shot there from Ryan Graves, by the way. A little bit of traffic
in front. Aggressiveness right now for New Jersey, just putting shots on net because they see that Anderson was giving up a lot of rebounds early on in this game, and he covers it up there, which is good. But they're really testing him to see if he's going to give up some garbage goals here. Garbage rebounds.
Devils have the puck right now. Palat. Puck comes out in front, but the Hurricanes try to get out. They can't. Severson throws it on net. It gets blocked. Nico Hischier now with the puck. He's in the left side. Nico Hischier fighting along. Still with the puck. Waits. Wrist shot. That one's fought off by Anderson. Palat now with the puck. Andre Palat. Waits. Still with it now. Throws it in front. That one deflects off it, but the Devils keep it in. Severson. He's trying to chip it. Throws a shot. It gets blocked. Palat gets to it for New Jersey. Bounce it around. Severson and Stepan now in the right corner. Stepan gets to it for Carolina. Stepan waits, bounces it off the boards, and now it comes out of the zone. Devils get right back to it as Palat will chip it. What?
I was going to say a whole lot of nothing there happened.
Whole lot of nothing, yes. Devils come back in. Mercer with the puck. Mercer takes a shot, gets his stick lifted. Now the Hurricanes look to come the other way, but Luke Hughes gets back for New Jersey. Marino off the boards, gets over to Luke Hughes. Hughes makes a long feed off the stick of Mercer, goes all the way down. No icing, the ref says. Burns gets to it for Carolina, makes a nice pass. Here come the Hurricanes the other way. Martinook, 1-on-2 basically. Martinook trying to get to it. Luke Hughes intercepts. He gets knocked down for a minute, no penalty. McLeod trying to get around, chips it over to Marino. Marino will feed it to Mercer. And now the Devils will slowly make their way out of the zone. Now they come in. Meyer tries to drop it over. Meyer goes down. It might be a 2-on-1. Here come the Hurricanes. Feeds it over. Waits. Shot. And a beautiful save and cover from Akira Schmid.
What a save. Man.
By the way, in case y'all want to know, these Stars are already up 1-0.
What a save. What a big boy save by Schmid.
Wow. Big time save from Akira Schmid off a shot from Jordan Martinook.
I think he was trying to go 5-hole there on that 2-on-1. Nice feed over.
So far in this overtime period, so far in this overtime period, Kyle, we both have gotten painlessly close to being right in terms of our pick for Carolina.
Oh yeah, because that was Martinook, right? Yeah, it was Martinook. Crap, you were right.
There's a shot there from the Hurricanes. It's stopped and covered by Schmid. Can I ask, are you watching it a few minutes ahead of me, Neil? I don't know. I'm watching it on cable, so maybe I have
I'm like 2 seconds behind you. I'm like right there.
Yeah. Kyle's like pretty much even with me, more or less. Unfortunately, I can't control how everybody else's connection is.
We can't control cable. The government does.
Can't control cable. No, that puck actually deflects up and into, I think, the Hurricanes bench.
That was stupid.
Shots are currently 34-29 in favor of Carolina. 16-13 to go in the opening overtime. I say opening like there's going to be more than one.
Oh, my God. I'm going to kill someone if there's going to be like 4 overtimes. I'm going to lose it. It doesn't feel like it's going that way, though. It's been really good back and forth, really good chances. I don't feel like it's going to be – I think we're going to find out in this overtime. I really do.
As the Devils looked like they were going to go the other way, but then the ref blows the whistle, so we'll do another face-off.
Probably another face-off draw. Just drop the puck.
Somebody in the crowd has a sign that says, "Can't spell dynasty without Stastny."
Yeah, fair.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the Carolina Hurricanes haven't won anything recently. I'm confused.
Spell dynasty.
I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just like, I'm confused.
I think that's right.
All right. No, I mean, in terms of like can't spell dynasty without Stastny.
No,
okay,
I'm just trying to think. Can't spell dynasty without stuff. Okay, whatever. That's a weird sign, but okay. Anyway.
Yeah, weird. That puck comes down in front of the takeaway. Waits, shot there from Pesci, and he missed. Oh my goodness!
Completely, dude.
Sophie says Jack missing a tooth is so cute. I mean, he looks like a regular hockey player now.
I'd kiss him.
I am not going to comment on that.
Oh, come on. He's your guy.
Oh, by the way, the Stars are already rolling. It is 2-0 thanks to Rupe Hintz.
Ooh. Wait, did he get both? Or
no, I'm just saying he just got the most recent one.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, on that shot from Pesci, Akira Schmid did make the pad save. So,
okay, good. I thought Pesci missed it.
Nope. No, I got to save, and then it went out of play. So now the puck goes into the Hurricane zone. Shea will get to it. Marino will then just slap it back into the Hurricane zone. Aho chips it over to Shea, wraps it around the boards, and it just comes out of the zone. Hischier will play it back to Luke Hughes. Hughes now gets it over to Palat, who will backhand it right back into the Carolina zone. Shea trying to get it out. He can't. Devils with some good pressure here. Ryan Graves over to Bratt. Now backhands it over into the left corner. Palat and one guy in Carolina are fighting with it. And that goes all the way back down into the Devils zone. Devils will control. Graves off the boards, just out of the reach of Jack Hughes. Palat trying to regain it. Puck comes back into the Devils zone, and Severson will calmly play it to Ryan Graves. Graves now with the puck. Graves backhands it slowly to Tatar. Tatar will chip it into the zone for a moment, and that's about it. Devils come back. Now they'll come in. Hollow with a little bit of space. Chips it over to Hughes. Just missed him. Tatar, he gets to the puck. And it's taken away by Carolina. And they can't get it out. Jack Hughes keeps it in. Over to Severson. Throws it in front. That one is blocked. And the Hurricanes get to it. And they'll get it out of the zone. Now really Hughes tries to...
Good transition. Yep. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to say it was a good play there. Devils bounce it off the boards and out. Unless...
Oh, did he get tipped?
No. Yeah. They did. Oh, no. Siegenthaler cleared it into the crowd. And so that'll be a delay of game. And so the Hurricanes now have a great chance on the power play to win this one.
I'll always say for a puck over the glass, that's a nervous player, especially in the playoffs.
Oh, yeah. Siegenthaler definitely nervous in that situation. I thought he hit it off the boards, but he didn't.
What are you doing?
And that, oh boy. And what sucks is that they're going to show the camera on Siegenthaler, especially if Carolina scores here. This is not what you want to.
Oh, that's a good look, Marie. Oh, Jesus Christ. A couple tissues up his nose.
Here we go.
All right, here we go. Biggest penalty kill of the year for you, Neil.
Biggest penalty kill is the Devils win it. Hischier will wrap it around the boards, and he'll get it out. So the Devils immediately clear the puck. So good start here. Carolina's 0 for 1. They had their first and only power play way back in the first period. And so now that their second is Schmid will knock that one away. Aho off the skate of Natchez. Now over to Nason. Nason now gets around, wraps it. Well, he tried to, and I think it deflected out of play. So we'll get a face-off here with a minute 35 to go on the Hurricanes power play.
Crazy to think this is only the third power play, like in general throughout the game, right? It's kind of weird to see that. So you can tell the refs are really making them play, but again, like that's too easy of a call to make. Like that's a nervous player there and seeing.
I think Marino might actually have gotten the puck up in his face because he is bleeding from the nose right now.
Yeah, he's had to stuff both like whatever you call those, like not tissues, but
like the nose plugs.
Yeah, the nose plug things. Yeah.
Well, his nose is pretty banged up there. Not at the level of Timo Meyer, but some sort of there.
All right, face off. Here we go.
Won by the Devils. Graves chips it over to Mercer, and Mercer will clear it all the way back down.
Good kill so far.
Yeah, good kill so far, but still got a minute 25. It's a lot of time. As Brent Burns will backhand it over, gets it now to Aho. Aho to Natchez. Natchez makes his way around, stopped, looks to set up, gets it to Burns. Burns walks the line, gets it to Natchez. Natchez fires, and that one is gloved and covered by Schmid.
You can't let Natchez like that just walk through. Like he just walked through four of the guys. That's too much space. He walks right in. It's too easy for him to set up. He backpedals real quick. That's where he finds Burns, and it's too easy of a setup. So you can't let him walk in like that. You have to stop him there right at the blue line.
It's crazy to think how when you see like earlier, Marino got a puck to the face. They just showed it on the replay here. He got one good to the face. Face-off won by the Devils. Bastian looking to try to get it out, and that puck actually deflects out of play. So the Devils so far on this penalty kill have won each of the 3 face-offs that we've had so far.
Okay. It's good though, right? It's what you want. So they're doing a good job of it, but man, still got to admit it here.
Shout out to the 168 people that are currently in the chat with us right now. Really do appreciate it. Smash the like button while you're here and also subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any new live watch-alongs that we do here.
Yeah, we got lots coming up. Let's go.
So here we go. Minute 3 to go in the Carolina power play. 13:26 to go in the overtime. Faceoff won this time by Carolina. Gostisbehere sets up. Gets it over. Drive by Gostisbehere through traffic. Scramble in front for a moment. Carolina gets to it. Voss wraps it around the boards. Carolina needs to keep it in. They're having a little bit of trouble, and Michael McLeod clears it. And I think it deflected out of play. So I think the faceoff, and McLeod is very much saying that the faceoff should be out of the zone with 48 seconds to go.
Depends where he made contact with it. Was it inside the Devil's zone? Or
I think he made contact outside, but I think they're going to say inside. I can't tell. We'll see it again here on the replay. They'll show it.
Sorry, we're not getting the comments too, by the way, guys. Yeah. We just want to see what's going on here, so we'll just be commentating you through this right now.
Right.
We'll be sure to get to it after the game is done.
Yes.
Or whenever we get a break.
One by Carolina in the offensive zone. Gostisbehere sets up. Gets it over to his teammate. Walks the line. I think that's Drury. Gets it over now. Waits. Still with it. 35 seconds to go on the man advantage. Carolina setting up over the left side. Now to Gostisbehere. Waits. Gets it to Kotkaniemi. Holds. Wrist shot. Scores! Jesper Fast deflects it in front. And Carolina is moving on to the Eastern Conference Finals. They win it in overtime, 3-2.
I thought Jack Drury was going to score it. Not going to lie.
Well, you're wrong.
Yeah, I was wrong.
Heartbreak for New Jersey as their incredible season comes to a very heartbreaking end.
Yikes.
As they lose in the second round of the Stanley Cup playoffs, 4 games to 1, and their season is over.
You got to give full credit, man. It's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough, man. I feel
it's tough. I mean, Akira Schmid, man, he did everything he could.
Yeah. What a game. Hey,
great
what a game. Great game.
Yeah.
10 out of 10 game, man.
Great game.
Awesome game.
Michael McLeod.
Can't be ashamed of the effort tonight. That was
it was, you look it up. They set it up on the power play, gets it over, Kotkaniemi with a shot, and just a nice deflection from Jesper Fast. So the Carolina Hurricanes are fans of ending series in overtime. They won the first round series. They won the first round series against the Islanders in 6 after a Paul Stastny goal, and then Jesper Fast has now sent Carolina to the Eastern Conference Finals, where they will await the winner of the Florida-Toronto series as the New Jersey Devils season comes to a bitter end in 5 games.
We'll take some time, too, after the game, and we'll digest everything. We'll take a little bit of time. I feel like that's appropriate, especially the kind of run that we had being on these New Jersey streams. It was a great effort, man. You can't be ashamed. You cannot be ashamed of the kind of effort that they had tonight. I think a couple of things, if you look back in the series for you guys, games 1 and game 2, man, you can't let those games get away from you. You fast forward to game 4. Obviously, you took control of it back in game 3. It was a good response. Game 4, man, I really believe that call for Ruff putting Vanacek in over Schmidt might have cost you this series. It very well could have. But you got to give him credit for, I think I said it. I've been saying it too, like trying to get that 4th win, man. Like you got to earn it, right? And you got to pay for it. And that's what New Jersey gave him tonight. But Neil, I think the better team won this series clearly.
Yeah, I think that's very true. The Devils many times, they made a lot of mistakes in the first round against the Rangers.
Yeah.
The Rangers just didn't take advantage of them. And I do think the better team won that series.
Yeah.
On this series, I just think the Devils were just not ready. I don't think they were ready.
They weren't prepared. They were not prepared. You're right.
And it showed. And you had hope that things were going to take a turn for the better after game 3, winning 8-4, and obviously, getting yourself a win. But like you mentioned, starting VTech in game 4 and them losing as badly as they did, it didn't completely end the series. It didn't end the Devils' hopes and dreams and all that stuff. But I think considering now that the series is over, you look back and you wonder to yourself what would have happened if, maybe they don't play VTech. Maybe they don't get blown out in those 3 games. But
we'll get there. We'll get to predictions. Sorry, keep going.
Yeah. So, I'll eat my words. I said what I said at the beginning of this. I said what I said on social media. I know that I'm probably going to get crucified for weeks, but I really don't care because I believed in this team to the very. I believe in this team to the very end.
We
I
got
might.
it. We got it, man.
I might. Yeah.
We're giving good
Yeah.
entertainment. I think we
I
got it.
think I might need a couple of days
Fine. Yeah, totally fine.
just for myself.
I'll be doing it. I'll be doing at least
Yeah,
whatever
yeah,
it may be.
yeah.
We'll do them both. We're gonna hammer these out. Like we'll be
Yeah,
for
you know,
just real quick
wow.
before you kind of keep going there.
Yeah.
For at least the Eastern and the Western Conference final guys, we'll be doing every single game. You can bet that.
Yeah.
For sure. So sorry, keep going.
If the Carolina guys want to do the series, I have no problem with them doing it. None.
No.
Same thing with Florida or Toronto.
I think they should. Or if the Caniacs guys, if both Sams are listening,
I think they should.
You guys got to do it. It's so much
They
fun.
deserve it. They deserve it. I think
Yeah.
that they've earned that. They've earned that right.
You got to do it. It's so much fun.
It was. So yeah, I mean, it's not setting in right now.
Yeah.
Obviously, that the season is over because I really loved doing not just these live watch-alongs, but doing all of the podcast episodes and everything like that, and to just kind of have it end like that, you know, in overtime, it's definitely a tough pill to swallow, and it's going to take me a while before. It's going to take me a while, I would say to everybody, before I do like a season wrap up video.
Right.
I really don't appreciate getting comments from Hurricanes fans saying that we need a shitload of more talent because, quite frankly, that's ridiculous. But
you'll have it. The big
we'll
off
be fine.
season. You got to acquire it, and
Yeah,
I think you'll
we'll
have
be fine.
it. Right? Yeah.
Look, the Devils had an amazing run, an absolutely amazing run, and it's just a shame that it doesn't end in glory. We won a playoff series. Thank you, by the way, Sharon, for the $5 donation. Thank you.
Thank you.
Canes in 4. They did close it out, man. So
they did.
It's
Neil,
not in 4, but in 5.
You got it. But like, you got to understand why that like Carolina fans are feeling this, like because they let's put it how it is, right? As an unbiased guy here, this is never a knock to you, right? I'm calling as I see it. They dominated this series. They really did. And the Devils, I thought, were not. I'll give you my little piece and then you can take over. Yeah. They were not prepared, like you mentioned, coming out of the gates into a hostile environment, games 1 and games 2. That team, Carolina is going to be difficult to beat in that state in their dome now because they'll host game 1 and game 2 regardless if it's Florida or Toronto going forward. I like the response again for game 3. I think game 4 just, again, got away from them, man. I mean, whether it be your goaltending decision at the beginning or, again, like there's 3 games right there where you were blown out. You got to say the right team won here, right? They dominated. They had to grind out a 4th one to win it here. And, I do feel for you, man, because, like, that was it was a great game. And you know what? For all the crap that we saw throughout the first 4 games and every single blowout that we saw, I think it was only fitting that we deserved a great game to end this too. Unfortunately for you and this series, but you shouldn't be ashamed of what you saw tonight. It was a great effort. I thought they played the best game of their series so far, right? And I mean, you can say that for game 3, but I like the physicality and I loved just the grinding out. Like I thought tonight's game was more impressive than what they did even in game 3. And call me crazy, but it was just what I've been missing from these guys was the fight, was the physicality of it. So call me crazy for that, but I thought tonight's game performance tonight, they really put their best foot forward, but the better team won the series, unfortunately.
Yeah, and obviously this was, the Devils fought to the very end. I don't think anybody can deny that. I think they left it all out there, and at the end of the day, it just wasn't meant to be. And I will say to Devils fans that while it really does suck right now and everything, every championship team has to go through this in order to come out on top eventually. I mean, you look at every team and everything. Travis, I mean, you could definitely make an argument. Thank you for the 58 likes. You can make an argument that the pinnacle for the Devils this season was beating the Rangers in the first round.
Right.
The Devils did have opportunities to really get in this series against Carolina, but I think it just They just were not prepared for it, and it's a learning lesson. And so
Yeah.
now the Devils go into the offseason with not a whole lot of question marks. I think a lot of things have been established, and there's so much to be proud of. And obviously, as the days go on and the weeks go on, a lot of us will have more and more time to really reflect and really just kind of, say what needs to be said and acknowledge what happened. And at the end of the day, it's just still a tough way to go out, no matter whether this was game 5, game 4, game 6, or game 7. It just, it doesn't matter. To have your season end, regardless, is a tough pill to swallow. But
I feel
what?
man.
You know what, man? This was so much fun. I had a blast doing all of this. I appreciate everybody joining us on the ride. It has been a hell of a ride, not just in the playoffs, but also in the regular season. A lot of ups and downs, a lot more ups than downs. And I would say to Devils fans, this is not the end. This is only the beginning for this team. They'll have many more opportunities, not just next year, but many years to come. And we're just getting started. And I'm looking forward to what happens moving forward.
You should be so excited for those guys next season, man.
I am.
Yeah, they got a really good chance. That's why I'm saying for Carolina fans, and it's great. Like this is a series you expect them to win, and they did. Now with the path that we see going forward with Florida and Toronto and that, you got to expect this team to get to the Cup final.
Yeah, no question about it.
This is the team. Like this is going to be. I don't see Florida or Toronto walking through these guys. They're going to be brutal to beat. So, but yeah, Neil, this was so fun, man. ever since I came on, not having done this before, and just going through these, having to see the full experience of you having to win a series, and then obviously what we saw happen here, man. Still loads of fun, man. And we're not done. We're gonna come back. We'll do another one. We have to do another one.
I'll be back. I'll be back at some point.
We'll do another one. So first, thank you for taking me along in this journey. It was a lot of fun, man, and just kind of seeing how you react and everything and all that. And your commentating is obviously phenomenal. So hats off to that. And sorry for the way it ended, but nothing to be ashamed about.
It's all good, man. Well, I appreciate you as well for being with me on this journey. It was a lot of fun. And the old saying goes, all good things must come to an end, especially if you're in New Jersey. It won't be that long an off season. That's the good part. Not like in years past.
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot or two in the off season, and just how this team moves forward. There will be some questions. Obviously, will Lindy come back? Who knows? Have the Devils found their goaltending tandem of the future? Remains to be seen. Yes. What guys come back, what guys won't come back, because there'll be a lot of UFA and RFAs to go through. But we'll see where it goes. But thank you all so much again.
Thank you.
No problems.
Everyone's asking you to drink, by the way. Asking you to drink. Andrew wants to have another drink. Don't feel that down.
Andrew, I will say this as politely as I can, Andrew. In less than 24 hours, you're going to be joining me on the golf course. So, because I don't think the Leafs win.
Damn it!
I'm just pulling your chain.
All good. Who had the prediction tonight? Who was close? Did we mention that?
In terms of who was close, we did get one exact one, and okay, to be fair, this one was in the third period when it was asked. We have NHL 22 Bellhorns They weren't right in the sense of who won the game, but they were right 3-2 in overtime. So
got it.
There you go.
Real quick, would Luke Hughes be up for a Calder next year? Because I guess that would be his first full season, correct?
I think he would, because he only played 2 games this regular season. So I feel like he would be very much
right. I'll keep that.
Thank you,
how's my spelling? Fine.
Fine.
Also, people have called me Kylie before. That's you got to be more creative. Come on.
There you go.
Anyway. But thank you for that.
It's appreciate it. But I think we do have to wrap it up, unfortunately, because
I think you're lagging out. So maybe we should.
I got a lot of things
wrap this up here. Yeah,
Yeah,
thank you again,
yeah,
Neil.
yeah.
Thank you guys for coming out. Thanks for all the likes and the donations. Really appreciate it. Neil, I'll let you have the last words for tonight.
Yeah, so again, really from the bottom of my heart, thank you to everybody who joined us on this journey. This was a lot of fun. The Devils went further than anybody could have expected. It was a lot of ups, a lot of downs, a lot of
Yep.
blowouts, but fun nonetheless. And I thank Kyle for joining me. I thank you all for doing this, and I'm really excited. I'll be back. Maybe I'll be here for the next round. Maybe I'll be back later on this year. Who knows? But in case you do want to keep tabs with me, you can check out the Devil State of Mind podcast. Usually episodes out every Monday and Thursday, but during the playoffs, and obviously for one last time in these playoffs, I will have an episode out recapping game number 5. I'll have an episode out later next week, kind of recapping everything from the season and kind of going from there, and kind of give more of like that. But yeah, no, you can check it out. Follow us on Twitter at Devil State, Instagram at Devil State of Mind. Give us a like on Facebook. And if you're on Apple or Spotify, do us a favor and drop a 5-star on either one of those for the podcast. Really does help out the channel and for all the other podcasts on the network. We're continuing to grow. We have podcasts for every team and everything you could think of. So make sure you do that as well. But yeah, thank you all so very much for hanging out with us tonight. And we will see you in the next live watch along. Once again, the Carolina Hurricanes move on to the Eastern Conference Finals as they defeat the Devils 3-2 in overtime in Game 5 and win the series in 5 games, 4 games to 1. Everyone continue to be the awesome people that you are. And as I always say, regardless of win or lose, at the end of every live watch along, make sure to rock on.